This. Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Abz of October Red, and a warm welcome to you. It's Saturday night, and we are at it again. We are live, but I'm not specifically covering one card. I've got GBM watching on YouTube, and I've got Discovery where I'm watching TNT. So we're covering both cards at the moment. Cannon, good evening and big up yourself. Welcome as well. At the moment, I've got my eye on both of them and I'm judging which fights I'm going to watch. I'm going to try and keep an eye. I'll tell you which fights that I'd like to cover. Um, we've got obviously Huey Fury on the GBM card, so I definitely want to cover that. Kieran Malloy on the GBM card, I would like to cover that. I'd like to see Nicola Hopewell on the GBM card, and I think Shaquille Thompson. I don't know, I'm iffing and butting about that one, and that's obviously on the GBM card as the headline, because I think that's a vacant, two vacant actually, European, IBF, WBO, global vacant belts. The Queensbury card, I'd like to see Jack Oliphant fight, because I saw him on his debut that he had with Matchroom, but he's now signed with Frank Warren. I'd like to see the Alloys the Animal fight, cruiserweight fight, and obviously, the main event card. So we're going to switch through the two of them. So while these fights are kind of like rumbling in the background, what a week we've had in boxing. What a strange week. The only thing I'm obviously talking about is the Garcia Haney Garcia presser. Absolute scenes. I think I first started off talking about that, and I was saying I wasn't, just by looking at it, I wasn't sure if Ryan Garcia was in the right place mentally. And then as time went on, I went, okay, maybe he's trolling. And then there was yesterday at the press conference, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Fair enough, I don't think he was chugging down beer before jumping on the scales, but I don't know, I'd be worried about him. But I'm not in his camp. I don't know if he's acting. Please put your thoughts in the comments, but I wasn't even that convinced that the fight was going to happen. And he's coming, is it 3.5 pounds overweight as well? So, and then he's made up some reason to why he's coming overweight. So yeah, I just think, I don't know. I just think it's not destined for a good ending. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's trolling. I hope this is all he's doing. But we will see what happens with it. Let me just shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Peter Raymond, big up to yourself as well, as he salutes the whole of the chat. Vaughn, good evening and hi back to you. Salute. No Frank Warren show. No Frank Warren show showing in the US. Okay, so watching the Talk Sport. All right, Zach. I'll be mindful of that. You might get some verbals because there might be a couple of fights that I'm going to watch on the Frank Warren card as well. Cannon, I'm sort of like with you. Got no interest in the Haney Garcia. I wouldn't go as far, but obviously your opinion is that they're a pair of idiots and boring fighters. See, I wouldn't go that far, but I get that's your opinion. I don't mind watching Ryan Garcia fight. I definitely don't mind watching Devin Haney fight. But I'm just, like I said, I'm probably just being overprotective or looking into things too deep. I just don't think that he's trolling. I've had my concerns. They went away and now they've come back. If he's acting, it's shame on him for the thing he said he saw and happened to him. This is what I'm saying. You don't know. You just don't know. Raoul, good evening to you. Jack, how you doing? What are you saying? I'll say Ryan's getting knocked out. But what do you think, Jack? Do you think it is potential mental health, or do you just think this is it? He's trolling? I've seen so many mixed reviews, but I don't think he's a full packet of crisps. It's the sound. Yeah, no, the sound is not the best, Raoul. I've had to put earphones in, put two of them in, take one out, have no earphones in, but yeah, the sound isn't the best. I'll do my best. And good evening to you as well, Maka. I've had to look at the rest of the card for the Garcia Haney fight, and it, it looks okay. I won't be watching it. Somebody asked me if I was going to run a live on it. No, I won't be doing a live at all. I'll be doing these two cards, and I'll be off to sleep, and I'll catch up with what happens later on tonight. I've just got a feeling I'm going to wake up to absolute chaos, which the nosy part in me might try and obviously stay up and see what I can see that's coming through on X. Yeah, bad taste. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just a bit weird, but each to their own. And I think, what did Haney's dad come out and he was talking about doing, obviously making sure that Garcia will be hurt in a way that will retire him. We hear fighters talk about this all the time, and I know Garcia kind of like said the same thing. So, yeah, it's one of them. We'll have to see. Chris, how you doing? All is well here. How's it going with yourself? And Double D, the lad isn't. Which one? Double D. Which one? I don't think he's mentally ill. Devin has to win by Devin to win by DQ is a good bet. Apparently they've withdrawn that bet. I saw a couple of things on X where people have said you can't actually bet on that now. Or is that someone capping? Eloise, good evening to yourself as well. Okay, Garcia, fair enough. Let's have a look. Raul, they should have done the... What is it? Yeah, I don't even know when it comes to obviously mental health assessments for fighters, what they'd actually do. I don't know if anybody's got any idea of what a mental health assessment would be like, according to the Boxing Federation, the officials. Please feel free to put that in the comments. And I am aware that obviously testing in America for certain things isn't the same for testing in the UK, because I think we have to have brain scans more often as well in the UK. I think that was brought up after the unfortunate death of Patrick Day, because I think he suffered a bad knockout. Maybe I think he fought maybe 3 months before, and maybe if he'd had a brain scan after that, there was some suggestion that they don't do them that often. Something may have been picked up, and he may not have had the last fight that he had. I remember there was some kind of talk about that. So good to hear, Chris. How's everything else, Chris? How's everything else going? We might see a Lennox Lewis and Oliver McCall 2 scenario. Let's have a look. Garcia needs some kind of help. He's not right. And this is what I'm saying. It's like, is he trolling? Those that know him, is he trolling? Is he not? I've watched some of the gym footage, and I've seen Derek James put his weary head in his hands and just think, oh my God, what am I doing? And I do watch, obviously, the stories of the trainers heading up to the fight, because I get on quite well with Derek. I spoke to him a couple of times when he works with Anthony Joshua, and he's not put up anything about this fight at all in his stories, which is odd. So who knows? Let's have a look. He's not the ERVJ. Good evening to you. He's not all the ticket, and he's being encouraged to sell the narrative of it being marketing play, trolling. Everyone around him cares about the money and not a young, talented boxer. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know. It will all come out in the wash as it does, and yeah, they usually do let's have a look, a mental status check. But schizophrenia and bipolar disease requires a detailed examination, and I take it might be over some period of time, and not just with one professional, one health professional. It'll be a few of them, won't it? Okay, good to hear. We like it. Hope he'll be all right, and Garcia puts up a good fight. If he's not performing after a couple of rounds, maybe pull him out. We'll have to see what happens, Raul. We'll have to see. Let's have a look. Triple D, not Daniel Dubois, Double D. It's just a shameful attitude of there's no such thing as bad publicity. He's the result of a generation who have no concept of shame. Interesting. What generation are you from, Double D? Because I think I remember you. You had a comment on my Kate Abdul interview, didn't you, about box ticking? So what generation are you from? I'm interested to hear that because you seem to have strong opinions about a lot of things. So let's have a listen to what generation you're from, and then I can probably understand why you think the way you do. And boxing is here, and our page is here for us to have those conversations, open conversations. So VJ is saying that he agrees with you. Is that now you're not prepared to reveal your age? Most people do that. They hide behind like profiles and, oh, you're the same generation as me. I wonder why our opinions differ so much. The one where we didn't eat Tide pads for a challenge. Huey Fury, if he wins, he'll be fighting on the McCaskill prize card. Yeah, I saw Peter announce that. I think he said it. A couple of times. He's trying to get him out, trying to keep him active. Obviously, I spoke to Huey. I think was it a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned he mentioned that he's going to try and keep him active. Yeah, we're sort of like the same generation. I'm 77, so I'm not 55. I'll make comments and say I'm 80. I just do it because people are like really concerned about the ages of people that are involved in boxing. So yeah, I'm 1977, so not far off 50. But it's nice to know that you read the comments because I don't think you asked me my age. That's a good question. What do I think is going to happen with Yarde? I don't know. I know that Boxer is stalling to announce this card that's supposed to be happening, the World Championship bout between Chris Billam-Smith and Richard Riakporhe. That seems to be, I don't know what's happening with that. We heard June the 15th. We heard Selhurst Park, but we've heard nothing from that. I was going to make the assumption that Anthony Yarde or Boazzi Yarde would be on that card, but we're not hearing anything. So maybe there's just some ramblings in the background with legals in relation to that because it's going to be quiet. Yeah, I think it was the year Elvis died. Yeah, he's had it's all dietary stuff, I think he was saying. So yeah, the lady her age, just a weight. You can guess my weight. I ain't been on the scales for a bit, to be fair. But I'm a size 10 in clothes. So I don't know what that is. I could be anything. Could be down to body composition. I am quite short. Surely Yarde's been a free agent, makes him... But is he a free agent, Chris? Because according to Frank Warren, he's not. According to Frank Warren, he's still under contract. I don't know if you saw Frank Warren on the broadcast the other day for the Beterbiev Bivol card when he was standing there. It was on the TNT broadcast, and both him and Eddie Hearn stood there and said their only enemy, the only enemy that they've got right now, well, the only enemy he's got right now is Ben Shalom. He actually said it as plain as day. So I don't think Yarde's free. Well, not according to him, it isn't. Macca, Eddie not wanting to fall out with Frank, so won't be. Yeah, I agree, Macca, because he was asked about that. I think it was Eamon Khan from Seconds Out that asked, "Would you sign Yarde?" And Eddie was like, "Nah, not on this watch. I wouldn't." Let's have a look. Frank already drafting the legal team to sue. Protect yourself at all times. And it's the shots you don't see. You got to be careful, ain't you? The 70s. Now we're talking. I can't see Huey winning anything much, but good luck to him. What do you think? You're saying that? Is it because of time out the ring or what? Because when you look at him, he's really not that old. And he's already had, 29 fights? So he started he's had quite a few fights, and he's fought. You know the names on his resume, but this one is going in for a 6-rounder with Dobichenko, who fought both Moses Atuma. Obviously, Moses won, and he fought Matty Harris, and Matty Harris lost via stoppage. A good opponent for him to get back in with. Jerome Benjamin, salute to you. Salute to the members of the congregation. That's one word, congregation. It sounds a bit culty, doesn't it? We're not doing cults. Hope Yarde doesn't get caught in a promo limbo, and I hope Warren doesn't go to town with him with lawyers, because I like Yarde. It's one of them, isn't it? It's business. You've got to read your contracts. You've got to understand your contracts. There has to be a mutual understanding, communication, all the rest of it. It's a business, isn't it? Anthony Yarde wants to make money from fighting, and Frank Warren wants to make money from promoting him. So you've just got to be careful how you manage your business. Fighters are going to get promoters in the rear all the time, especially if they've got some kind of marketable value, which Anthony Yarde has. But at the end of the day, while he's still under contract, and those are just the rules. Huey is canon. Right, Huey has weird management. He fights complete rubbish or world class. Nothing in the middle. Would like to see him fight British level to see if he can hang in there. Then maybe move up. Yeah, he's with Hennessy, isn't he? I think he's always been with Hennessy, to be fair. I think they're close friends with friends in business with Peter. So we'll see what happens. We can say that by a couple of fighters, to be fair, Cannon. They either fight at world level, nowhere in between, or it may be the lower level. But considering I think he's been out for 3 years, that's the conversation that we had last time. I think going in to fight this chap isn't a bad call. I've missed that. 70s talent as much as anything. Right, man, I hope it's not true and they can resolve things without stalling Yarde's career. Down to the management, down to the promotional company. Yes, Frank said he doesn't want to, but he kept kept on referencing the contract. So Frank's getting ready. Yeah, he did. He did his shoulder roll, didn't he? Like to say, yeah, bring it on. Peter Raymond, come on, Chris, you can't just say it's going good. Peter, it's you and Chris that are always going at it in the comments. Listen, I'm just happy Chris is he's cool, he's happy, he's talking to someone. That'll do. White v Parker. Do you think it will? Because remember, we're supposed to be having a UK leg. Oh, guys, as well, don't know if you know, but something's come out that there's a major press conference in New York next week, Wednesday, from Matchroom. So I don't know if you've heard anything yet. Obviously, I can't go because it's in New York and that's just not happening. But yeah, there's supposed to be a major press conference. So I'm thinking, is it going to be in Madrimov? Is it 154? Madrimov, Crawford. What are we saying? New York, major press conference, Matchroom. What are we saying? I never got on these lives, but while I'm here, how the hell has no one noticed how much Moses Atuma looks like a young Marlon Brando? Bless him. Yeah, you're right, actually. I can see some of the resemblance. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? Right, let's have a look. Wondering if Yarde might be speaking to the same agent who gives advice to... Well, I hope not, Macca. I really hope not. I don't want to hear that because I'm sure Matchroom's in court with that. Dirty boxing habit. Shout out to October Red bringing us boxing. No, none of us are degenerates. We're all boxing fans. Some good content. Thank you very much. I know, but if Yarde's being badly advised, he may think he can get away from Warren. And he most probably cannot, which is sad because they don't play around. Well, no, they can't, can they? If you're going to hire a lawyer, if you've got a business to protect your assets, to protect your product, um, you're going to hire a good lawyer. But I'd advise fighters to do the same thing. Make sure they've got a good lawyer, and not to have a lawyer that's connected to your promotional company as well, because there's going to be a slight conflict of interest. And no matter what happens, they're always going to possibly work out what's beneficial for the promotional company. So I'd advise the fighters to have someone that's totally independent, and obviously a sport specialist lawyer. Don't just have someone that's got a qualification in law. It needs to be sport specific. So they're used to seeing these contracts. They understand the contracts. Because it's literally, somebody's like, oh yeah, we finished fighting with them now. Okay, yeah, well, let's have a go with this free agent stuff. And then somebody's like, hold on a minute. No, you haven't. You still got to fight with us? No, we haven't. Yes, you have. Bit of Punch and Judy. You need legal. You, as a fighter, you need a good legal team also. Message to Yarde, and that's from Jerome Benjamin. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Yes, I'm old school, so I'm a little bit like that as well, Jerome. I kind of agree with that. I get it. You know, like I said, he's got marketable value, etc., etc., and he has been pivotal to that himself as well. Tunde has been extremely pivotal for that as well, because Tunde would make a good promoter because he's good at selling you things, selling you an idea, you know, hyping up a fighter. But Frank Warren is one that's ultimately put him on shows and obviously paid him. So yeah, I am quite old school like you, Jerome, and I would say that you should never bite the hand that feeds you, because it's very, very disrespectful. But like I said, it's down to a contractual disagreement. So until you or I have seen that contract and we can actually look at it and say, oh yeah, actually, Yarde's in the right. Oh yeah, we don't know, do we? So we've just got to sit it out. We can all have our opinions as we do now, but nobody knows the ins and outs except for those guys that are involved in that. It spills out into the public domain because obviously Joshua Buatsi started saying, hold on a minute, what's going on? Like atting Frank Warren. Buatsi doesn't tweet, but he's atting Frank Warren. There's videos going up on Sky Sports. So it's like Yarde, you know, he's backed into a corner. He's had to say, listen, I want this fight, but there's contractual issues. Should that have been broadcast? Could that have been a private phone call? Could that have been messaged through the promoter to promoter? 100%, because when it spills out into the public domain and we get hold of it and we're just like vultures and we will just literally pick everything apart. People saying, well, he's out of contract. And I'm saying, well, he's probably still in contract, but how do we know? We haven't got any access to those legal documents. So it's just literally, we've got to leave it to them. They're behind the doors conversations and see what happens with it. His face. When Frank, the thing is, I've met Frank and he's lovely. Every time that I've met Frank, he's very personable. Those that have been on the lives would know that I've said this time and time again. He's such a gentleman. But when you wind him up, you know, Eddie's subtle with it. If Eddie wants to get to you, he's subtle with it. He's clever. Eddie's, you know, he's clever how he does it. But Frank Warren is the type of guy that will walk up to you in a bar, in a restaurant, wherever it is, tap you on your shoulder and said, hold on a minute, what did you just say? He's straight for you, straight for the jugular. And I guess if you're like the older generation like myself, you can kind of like, you can put up with that. So let's have a look. Huey has lost to 3 top 10 heavies and hasn't beat of any top 10 guys. I don't know whether he's a top 10 heavyweight. Yeah. Oh my God, it's everybody, please say hello. Put your hands together for Toby Ring Girl Bartlett. I hope you've been watching the GBM Sports, Toby, because they've had fantastic ring girls on there and they're all over the GBM social media. So I'm sure you can get plenty of screenshots from them. Much love to you. Hope all is well back at you as well. Yeah. Oh, look. Beautiful ring girls tonight. See? 100% that fight. Yeah. Crawford Madrimov. Shoot me if you want, but I'm Team Madrimov. Sorry. Oh, look at the love in the chat for everybody saying hello to each other. We like to see that. You know what? That's a good question. Dacres Adelaide. Who knows what's going on with that cannon? No idea. Absolutely no idea what's going on with that. Obviously, it's supposed to be March the 16th. That never happened. I don't know. I'm trying to get Dave Adelaide on the channel. So if any of his team are watching, hi. I'd love to get Dave Adelaide on the channel, on a live actually, not just for like a Zoom or whatever pre-recorded. I'd like to get him on a live, just to see what's happening with him, because I think Dacres is up, ready to go, trained, fit, ready, but nothing's coming back from the other side. I don't know. To be fair, I think the only person that can answer that question, and I need to do it, when I speak to Frank, hopefully I'm going to try and speak to him next week. We'll see how that goes. But that's a fight that I'll definitely ask him about, Cannon. Right, Raoul is saying maybe Ben Shalom can put White versus Parker on the React or CBS as a co-main, or maybe a good summer pay-per-view. Raoul, I think that Parker is actually signed with Frank Warren, and if their relationship is also going left with Boxer, I don't know, but I'm saying if it is, that's going to get a bit techie, and I don't think we can get that done. But hey, look, let's be positive. It might happen. I bet Crawford has done a 3-fight deal with Matchroom via support from Turkey, and they might maneuver Boots Ennis as a fight. Well, that's what I was suggesting in the beginning, VJ, but I was saying, I atted Frank on X and said sign Crawford, because I futuristic 5v5. All I'm thinking is the next one's Wembley, and me selfishly wanting to see Crawford and Madrimov fight in the UK. But it looks maybe that's the way that it's been done. Because I did say I'd like to see Frank sign an American fighter as well to have in his recent stable. But yeah, it's probably more than likely going to have been done that way. So yeah, let's have a look. Double D, I like Yarde. I want to know who is in his ear. Hopefully he wises up before his career gets squeezed to death. I agree. I do agree. Sports specialist is the way to go. Absolutely. It's just, obviously, you've just got to make sure your contracts and the contracts that are submitted to your business or your fighter, it's airtight and it's gone through and everything is agreed. You can end up drafting up to 20, 30 different contracts before you reach an agreement. Because sometimes with the fighters, say for example, the fighters might have a 10-fight deal that expires in 2026, but they might get to the month in 2026 when it expires and they've only had, say for example, 8 fights. Then is it down to discretion that the promoter gets the extra 2 fights after the expiry date with some kind of leniency, or do they come to some agreement that, look, the expiry date came before the end of obviously the amount of fights that we wanted you to have under that contract? So it could be something as, it gets techie, but it could be something like that. So you need your specialist for sure. If Yarde is free, then where do you think's best for him? Matchroom is a no-go for now. Who knows? I think if he's free, I think they want to go down the free agent route, just like the likes of Fabio Wardley. But Fabio Wardley sort of like under the tutelage of Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte was a fight-free agent, and he's done that with his fighters, and it's been lucrative, very lucrative for Fabio. I don't know. Is the honest answer, Maka? Roby One, where have you been? Good evening. I haven't seen you for a while. Frank Warren genuinely looked a bit upset about the situation. Yeah, he did. Um, like frustrated, but not as frustrated in an angry way, like disappointed, you know. VJ Crawford, Madrimov, Berlanga at catchweight, and then Canelo. Yeah, I've heard Canelo's name get brought into it. What are the Wembley Whispers then? And how does a Riyadh promotion benefit from filling out an English stadium exactly? Well, you could apply that same argument to why His Excellency is going over to America, because I'm sure that he's got something to do with this as well. The Wembley Whispers were from the fact that there was going to do a UK leg of the 5v5, because obviously we've got the one coming up on June the 1st. As you know, we've just had the press conference for that. I think Eddie mentioned in his interview that he'd like to possibly have Sky Nicholson fight on there against the Queensbury fighter, and the names just slipped straight out of my head. So that was something that was possibly mentioned for UK in the autumn. Who knows? Just whispers, just assumptions, nothing set in stone. And Tarwy's saying Frank will know the best lawyers in the country. Well, look at his experience in the sport. Probably the world. Just look at how many times Frank wins. Protect yourself at all times, Tolby. I keep saying it. Yeah, and now a bit angry. Iron Stealth, how you doing? It's been a minute since I've seen you as well. It would be personal, I guess, if you kind of like really worked with a fighter, built a fighter. I mean, if you listen to the Hamza Shiraz, he's made Hamza Shiraz the captain of his team for the 5v5. When he says, I've had this guy from the beginning, I've grown with him through the sport, and because of that, I've chosen him as the captain. But then when you listen to how Hamza Shiraz speaks about him, and I've got a credit to Umar from Box Nation, really good conversation. It's like, I need to give Frank his flowers. He's looked after me. And when you hear someone say that about you, and yes, I get it. Everyone does it for money. The promoters make money, but loyalty is also, it's often thankless. So when you get thanked for showing loyalty, or somebody actually recognizes what you've done from them and not just looking at the negative stuff, I think it's very complimentary. And Hamza was very complimentary for that. So I think when you say it's personal, he's probably looking at, well, look at what I've done for you. And I get it. If the fighter's not there to fight, then, it works both ways. But obviously Frank's the one that's getting his hands in his pockets. Double D, you get good interviews with everyone, I notice. Always good stuff. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I like GBM. I'm thinking they will get the next Sky contract. A couple of people have said that, Double D. Some suggestion, I don't know, that maybe, I don't know. Who knows? And I've been trying to get Ben Shalom back on the channel for the longest, and I can never get him on there. There's so many questions I'd love to ask him, but I can't get him anywhere near. Can't get him anywhere near. So I've got the plague. Now the GBM show's still on now, Toby. But you can check the social media. Other stuff will still be there. What is Ben? Oh, that's ironic. I don't think you're a casual. What is he like? He's okay. Yeah, he's okay. Adelaide can't afford another loss. I don't blame him for swerving. Hello, Raymond. So you reckon that he'll lose to Dakers? Jerome saying Madrimov gives Crawford some good work, but Bud will figure him out mid to late rounds. You're going to get me upset, Jerome. I'm just a massive Madrimov fan. And I remember when he fought in the UK on the Derek Chisora undercard, and I was climbing over the British fighters to get to him. And he was so nice to me when I gave him like the interview, and he was saying, you're the first like not at the top table interview I've done in the UK, and I really appreciate it. He was absolutely lovely. But I just like their training. If you follow my social media page, I will often post things in my story to do with Israel Madrimov. Artur Beterbiev, because I like their strength and conditioning training. So yeah, I am Team Madrimov. And I've met Terence Crawford before. Lovely guy as well. But I am Team Madrimov. Clark Adelaide. It's not a bad shout, to be fair. Because I'm just thinking, when are they going to have the rematch with Fabio? Wardley Allen. I don't think he's going to run back into the I don't think he's going to run back into that fight with Fraser Clark, to be fair. What channel is the fight on? Which one, Mr. S? The Huey Fury one is on GBM YouTube, which is free to watch. I've got my eye on that now. And then obviously we've got the Noakes card, Frank Warren card, and that's obviously TNT Sports. Who did Subarel call out the other day? He called somebody out on somebody posted it on X. Obviously it wasn't Devin Haney because who was it? It wasn't Keith Thurman. Who did he call out? Can't remember. We've got 2 cards on tonight. We've got the GBM card and we've got the TNT Sports card. Huey Fury's on the GBM. And we've got Alloys the Animal Cruiserweight fight on the TNT card. Sam Noakes is the headline. So we've got a couple of fights on. That's why there's no real like the verses, because I'm covering both of them. But while I'm waiting for the fights to come on that I actually want to speak on, I thought we'd have a little catch up of what's happening in boxing today. Does he get too much hate? I'll leave that up for you to decide. It's a tough industry, a real tough industry, and if it can make you fold, it will. You just got to have a thick skin. He can't really care about, or when I say care, he can't really let what the public or the bad stuff bother him. He's just got to knuckle down and get on with his work, which is to promote his fighters. I'd like to see him out more, doing more promoting, because you'd think that's what the job of a promoter is. Maybe he's never going to be that mouthpiece, but I'd definitely like to see him doing more media. And I think he did loads coming up to the fight week with Fraser Clark and Fabio. And I was like, yep, he's back out there. He's doing bits. But we'll see how that goes. I think that's just a personal opinion, but he doesn't need to care about what we think. He needs to care about what his fighters think. And that's it. He needs to look after them. And Patricia, good evening to you. Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano making history. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight. I was a bit shocked. And to be fair, somebody was saying, oh, well, I already knew about this fight, that it was in conversation. Yeah, but I didn't. So to me, it came out the blue. I thought that it was going to be Eddie Hearn doing a Matchroom card and Amanda Serrano was going to come over there. I didn't know it was going to be Most Valuable Promotions, and I didn't know it was going to be on the undercard of Mike Tyson, the legend that is, and Jake Paul. So yeah, if I wasn't going to watch that fight, I definitely am now. And I do like the fact, and I'm into the competition, especially as the subscriptions for all these apps just keep on creeping up. I'm happy that Netflix is doing it. I don't know if they're going to do some kind of pay-per-view or it's going to be part of your subscription, because I think Netflix is currently at 17 quid. So it's like everyone's got subscriptions for every single channel. And I think DAZN have recently put theirs up. And if you think about it, you can get absolutely everything, almost absolutely everything on Netflix. However, DAZN need to start pumping in more stuff into their app, because I think it's currently at $14.99 now, or it's going up to $14.99. And if you're not a regular subscriber or a monthly subscriber, it could be like, what is it, $24.99? So honestly, I feel sorry for boxers these days. Fight by fight contract basis is the best way to go. These 10 fight contracts aren't the one, especially if you're under Ben Shalom. Nicola Hopewell, yeah, that's on now. Raven Chapman, there we go. There we go. Thank you. It is, isn't it? I do love his shoulder roll. I just like the way he'll just look at you like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? He's got that face, hasn't he? But a lovely, lovely man. And we've got Gemma Rueg versus Nicola Hopewell on now. Wednesday announcement, maybe a 5v5 matchroom, Queensbury versus Golden Boy or Top Rank. Yeah. I don't know if Queensbury's in this one. I don't know. But just stay tuned anyway. So hopefully some little bits and pieces will start sneaking out. Are you saying that about GBM, Toby? Yeah, thanks, October. 5x5 sequel at Wembley. Wondering about the headliner. Dunno. Feels like they're hoping Fury comes through. Yeah, I agree with you. To put on Fury. Joshua feels a bit bad on Usyk that. Yeah, you think Usyk wins. Yeah. No, I didn't bother with the green screen. I've just left it as it is. So it's sort of like, I don't know if you go on TikTok, it'll be like in and out. And obviously recognise hand gestures. That's why it's just put the thumbs up. I have got a green screen, but I just never put it up. Bless him. He's hiding. He's hiding from me. Nah, he's about. What happened with that Sam Jones and Ben Shalom interview? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. We saw something go up on Twitter and then it was deleted, wasn't it? I think they did a day in the life with Ben Shalom. And then I think Sam Jones was on a phone call to Ben Shalom on loudspeaker. Bit techie, that. I wonder if Sam Jones knew that call was being recorded. Because I can't imagine that Sam Jones was phoning him about like tea and biscuits. That would have been a business call. So it's a bit GDPR. Yeah, they didn't like that. But we'll see what happens. Hamza is still thankful that. Oh, yeah, Bradley Skeet. Yeah, he punched him when he was down, didn't he? What happened with that? Right, good evening, Kayoshi. Good evening. Hope you're well. I'm tuned into the Queensbury card. Nice one. Yeah, I'm going to be flicking between the two of them. Thoughts on possibly getting Sandy Ryan? Yeah, well, flipping out, Patricia. Then, well, Sandy Ryan said something about being dropped by Eddie Hearn. I was like, what's happened there? And then Chantal literally came out all guns blazing. I think there's a little bit of a to-in and throwing on there. I do like the fight. I think that's a fight that I think Sandy's wanted for a while. And they are, well, you can edge, obviously, belt-wise, Sandy's above now. So, yeah, I think that's a good fight. I think it would be a really good actual female grudge match. I'd like that fight a lot. And I think it's a tough fight for both girls as well. I respect both fighters, but as you know, I get on really well with Sandy Ryan, so I would be in the corner of Sandy Ryan. But you know, Chantal, she's an amazing fighter, and that would be a good fight. The S&C training is just spot on. Yeah, I agree. Real tough men. Saw Beterbiev interview saying that he doesn't watch boxing or isn't even a boxing fan. Now, you see, Double D, when he says that, I find that so strange, believe it or not, because of how good he is. I thought he would have been someone that, I don't know, would have had a favourite fighter, really had his head in his books when it comes to the fighting, but I don't know, he's just, to me, he's a phenom, but I'm a massive Artur Beterbiev fan. Huge. Guys, if you've just joined us, sorry I've been so rude. We've been catching up in the chat. It's only because I'm waiting for certain fights to come on. So I do forgive me if you wanted like specific fights and you wanted me to do the watch-alongs and do the commentary for them right now. I'm waiting for certain fights to come on. But if you have just joined us, welcome. I'm Abz of October Red. We've got a really good conversational chat here. So please feel free to get involved. We're talking obviously about boxing. I've been very professional this evening. There's been no sideways. It's been tunnel vision, and we've been talking about boxing, promoters, contracts, fights being announced. We're really going at it tonight. But I will get onto commentary soon. I'm just waiting for certain fights to come up. So I beg your pardon. but I'm being a little bit selfish tonight because I feel like I've got to catch up with the viewers as well because I haven't spoke to any of you in a minute. Yeah, that's the second one. Is that the second fighter that's done that tonight? Surviving sobriety. Good evening, Tio. I'm pretty sure he's been caught. I don't know. I don't think it's Tio. Skyliner, the editor, how are ya? GBM is quite good considering no broadcaster backing, except for Talksport, which is a massive broad, but as in a TV show. But yeah, getting Talksport to air their fights is a really good move. I've got the TNT card on my telly. Can't see the GBM one because please feel free to tap out and have a look at the GBM card. You might have to when you've got Huey Fury fighting. Yeah, Nicola Hopewell. And that Gemma Rueg is really tough. She's got a brother. Is it a brother that's a fighter as well? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, I can't remember. I think they're from Bournemouth way. They're from down south. They're tough. Skyline is saying Shalom doesn't help himself. Fans can see through his BS. Listen, I am more than ready to have that sit-down conversation with Ben Shalom to say, look, this is what the fans think. How are we going to put them straight? Can you tell us why? Explain your reasoning. We want to understand why these decisions are made. So if any of you out there are watching this that have got your own YouTube channel and you feel like, you might want to take some notes because you can speak to him and you can get to him, but I can't, please feel free to ask those questions because those are the questions that the fans want answered. He's paying customers. Chantal Cameron versus Sandy Ryan is a great fight, yeah. Absolutely spot on. Shame an undisputed female fight between two real boxers has to play second fiddle to beat Disney Cat Weasel. Oh my God. That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Chris? And a boxing legend who wasn't long ago in a wheelchair. Mike Tyson was in a wheelchair. I think this is just the way that the sport's going. It is 100%. It's show business, isn't it? It's the entertainment business. I spoke to the Misfits, the guy that runs Misfits, and he was saying that they were going to start to mix the professional, like you've got Cali Towland, so you've got the Wasserman lot. They're going to start to mix the Misfits, and Misfits was going to start to sign professional boxers. That might be on a little bit of a hold now because I know they've got a couple of cards. They've got one in the UK and they've just announced one in the US. But I think we're just in the numbers game. It doesn't matter how good you are. How many fighters have you watched and you thought, you know what, you're actually all right? But because they haven't got that social media presence, because they haven't got 89 million followers or whatever views, it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, you can box and that, but you're not really, you don't really grab the audience. So yeah, we're going to go with somebody else instead. Now, never mind it being disheartening, but I think that's just the way that the industry's going now. It's entertainment, it's eyes, numbers, money, and that's all you've got to think about. So, any person that's thinking about turning over, going into professional boxing, I suggest you start building up your social media following from now, even before you turn over, because that is where it is. Don't get me wrong, you can't be rubbish, but you've got to have something about you, a bit of character as well. So I get why Jake Paul is where he is. He's a businessman as well, and he's done absolute wonders for Amanda Serrano. He has. He's really promoted her well. Nobody can't deny that. I find it odd that Jake Paul wants to fight Mike Tyson, and I find it. I understand why Mike Tyson just wants to fight. I don't think the boxer has ever left Mike Tyson. He is and always will be a fighter. Yeah. And obviously he's going to be getting paid a lot of money. Whoever has a 10-fight, Double D says, whoever has a 10-fight contract with Ben Shalom, I feel sorry for. Could be like years. I think you shouldn't have, I think certain amount of fights, should possibly be in brackets because, say, for example, injuries, life changing circumstances, etc., can cause you to be out the ring for a while. I think that the contract should concentrate on maybe, say, 2 years or 12 months, whatever it is, rather than the number of fights, because I think that's where there may be a bit of grey area where if your contract runs out on a date, then you will probably think, I'm out of that contract, but then you may not have had the extra fights that you should have done in that period. So maybe that's it. I don't know. It's true that some promoters get you to tell them no. That's never ever happened to me with any of them. Eddie Hearn will answer absolutely any question you put in front of him. Frank Warren, I've never had any issue with. I've never had any issue with Ben Shalom either, with saying, oh, you know, what questions are you? I haven't had that. But bearing in mind, I've only recently spoken to Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. I think my last Ben Shalom conversation may have been about 9 months ago. It was a while ago. So I don't know if he's got any new protocols in place. But when I was speaking to him before, that wasn't the case. So I haven't had that. And Callie Sowland, you can ask him absolutely anything as well. He's, really open. Anyone know how much the DAZN yearly I don't know. If yours is $99.99, then you would have been paying the £10 a month. That one's gone up to $14.99 a month. So I don't know what the yearly thing is. Shalom didn't like it when Saunders did it. No, but I think if he rides out the storm, he'll be all right. He's just got to ride it out. He's just got to ride it out. When he rides it out, it'll be fine. And there'll be another topic. I mean, the thing is with boxing, it literally, it could almost say it changes on a day-by-day basis. 1 minute it's this, the next minute it's something else. And then things just seem to get forgotten. It's like, oh, that's old news now. Let's move on to something else. And he is, better behave, is the real deal. Was that the one that was in Saudi where Gareth A. Davies was commentating on? Zach. And could the Saudi Arabia undisputed belt remove the importance? Well, how long have these belts kind of like... I would say since Saudi's come into the picture, the belts and their prestigeness has faded. It's not gone out the window. It's not disappeared. But it's faded, hasn't it? And that's when you've seen Maurizio Suleiman come in with another belt the other day. A beautiful half and half flag belt, a beautiful bit of gold. Yet another belt has been created. Don't know. It's a shame Shalom doesn't even let his fighters talk about Saudi, doesn't he? I've asked young Ben Whittaker if he's going to be, I'm sure I asked him. I said, do you want to go out and fight in Saudi? And Ben Whittaker said, I want to fight all over the world. He'd love to fight in America. No, I've only done it for fitness. Just for fitness. It's the hardest training that you'll ever do. Yeah. Cannon saying Shalom's problem is he forces women's boxing way too much. You reckon? Occasional fights are okay. Fans want men's 50-50 fights at higher weight classes, middleweight plus. You know what, Cannon? I don't think he pushes it too. I think he's an advocate for it, so maybe. But I don't mind. Maybe that's because I'm female as well. So I don't know. Male boxing fans and female boxing fans, and nobody needs to take offense to this. They'll look at things completely different, and it's okay. It's like, even though I might not necessarily agree with all of what you said, you're speaking from obviously a male fan's boxing point of view. So I don't know. I don't mind him like pushing the female fights, and I just want to see him promoting his fighters. Like, say for example, what fighter are they talking about at the moment? What content have their fighters been putting out? What's happening with those guys that are not necessarily fighting? What are they doing behind the scenes? Are they thinking about signing any new fighters? Are they getting involved in any cross promo that they can talk about? Those are the things that, as a boxing fan, I'd like to see. Because you know what's really refreshing to me? When I go on the Queensbury page and when I go on the Matchroom page, they're talking about the same fighters. And I like that. And some people say, oh, I preferred it when they were against each other. And maybe it was good to have that rivalry to get to where we are today. But I think the collaborative work is much more better for the fans. And I think it'd be good to see Ben Shalom get involved in that as well, to let his fighters get some of the exposure, put his fighters in some really tough tests against some of the fighters with our other British promoters. We've got the four, haven't we? Wasserman, Matchroom, Queensbury, Boxer. Wouldn't it be nice to see all of them mixing that up? I said this to Johnny Nelson last year. I said, I'd love to see promoter v promoter. And so far now, Johnny Nelson laughed, says, nah, that ain't never going to happen. But now we've got 50% of that working. It'd be nice to see all of it working. And in relation to pushing women's fights, I think it's a good thing. I think there's more women that get involved in boxing, and he's been an absolute massive advocate for Natasha Jonas from the beginning. That's one thing I'll say. He definitely built her back up and got her some decent paydays. I can put up with all misfits, Mike Tyson and Ngannou freak show fights if it means I'll get Fury, Usyk, Beterbiev, Bivol fights. I can't wait for these fights. And this is what I'm saying. This is where we can, Double D, we can turn that blind eye, can't we? We can literally say, you know what, I'll allow that because I know that I'm going to get this. And it's not like somebody's dangling a carrot. We're actually getting to eat. And say what you want about His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. Because of his money, because of what he's able to do, we're able to get these fights. How long have we been talking about Beterbiev versus Bivol? And it literally seemed like in a land far away or in another dimension, an alternative universe will get that fight to happen. No, it's happening on June the 11th, and we've had the press conference. How about that then? Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Phone calls, couldn't get anything done. All of a sudden, it's happening. Yes, okay, we've had the postponements. We were supposed to have the fight earlier, but now, May the 18th, Tyson Fury's done a little bit of, well, he hasn't done a UK tour, but he's done a leg of his presser up in Morecambe the other day. We're getting these fights, and now there's going to be, a huge an announcement coming up once again, and it's going to be a fight that we wouldn't expect to have, and I'm all for it. So yeah, I get it. You can turn that blind eye. Good evening, James. How are you? Matchroom and DAZN are happy to let Katie and go on. Yeah, and that's it. And Eddie did say that. He said, look, when you look at the figures, how could we deny her that opportunity? So Double D saying, I don't agree about Mike Tyson being a fighter. October. It puts me in an unpopular position. But there is one thing I agree with, that daft old cheesebag Teddy Atlas and his criticisms about Tyson. What's he said? Because to be fair, I haven't watched any of that. Dino, good evening to you. Which boxers from the past do you like to watch and read about? You know what? Mike Tyson. I've read a little bit about Jack Johnson. I liked the brown bomber, Joey Lewis. Yeah, I'd say that's it really. Mike Tyson, because my mom was a massive fan of him. And that's what kind of got me into boxing in the first place. Because she used to watch Mike Tyson. She was a massive fan of him. And she was a massive fan of who she used to call Cassius Clay before he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. So that's what got me watching it. So it was like I'd watch the boxing with my mom and I'd watch Formula One with my brothers. So I've always been like boxing, or Formula One, like the boy stuff. The tom, I guess you could say I was a tomboy. Patricia, Katie Taylor Serrano 2 is the highest paid women's fight. Is it? Is it? What have they released the figures, have they, Patricia? Did you see the Matchroom and His Excellency are holding a press conference? Yes, James, we've just been speaking about that. I think it's for Israel Madrimov, I think. Oh, was it? Ah, okay, now I get you. The Saudi one's a green one, isn't it? I didn't do in geography at school. I don't think so. It was Lou DiBella show. It was pretty sure it was in New York. Debatable. I just think Shalom cares too much about his own pockets and not the fighter's best interest. You've seen what he's done with these pullouts. And the pullouts is something that pullouts are fine in boxing. Well, pullouts are fine, aren't they? Let's face it, it's a safety thing. Last minute pullouts aren't. Albeit you're allowed to pull out on the day. I get it. It doesn't say that you shouldn't do that, but courtesy would suggest that you do it before then. Courtesy would say you put that call in to whoever's involved and say, look, we're not going to do it this way. The avenues that he wants to put his fighters, the fights that he wants his fighters to have is fine. Nobody can say anything about that or criticize what he's trying to do with his fighters. It's the last minute thing. That's where it's like, okay, are we missing a little bit of etiquette, a bit of common courtesy to say, look, the purse bid's in, the final date's in 2 weeks' time, or look, we're not going to take that fight officially. Here's a pullout in writing, or however they do a pullout. Or if you know from the beginning it's a fight that you're not interested in and you've got other options for your fighters and you know it's just not going to work, just do it straight away. Holtwell's getting bruised up already, but she looks like she's catching Rueg with some good shots, though. Yeah, the promotional wars are weird on Twitter. That's strange. That's very strange. But from personal experience, why I may have a little bit of a soft spot, as it were, for Eddie Hearn is because he's been on other channels and shouted my channel out, and he doesn't do that often. So, and he's always appreciated my work because of how I am, because of that I will ask questions that will make you think. So I respect that. And like I said, no, he's not feeding me. No, I'm still doing what I'm doing for free. It's still a hobby. But I do appreciate when somebody that doesn't need to goes out of their way to say, you know what? You're all right, you are. So I do respect that. But then in saying that, I've met like Frank Warren a couple of times and it's like he's known me for forever. He's so personable and he's got the most beautiful grin, this most beautiful smile that he just lights up the whole of the room. He's I've got a lot of time for him as well, but I've only recently met Frank. So evening, and I agree. It's AP, how you doing? It's much better now that Eddie works for Uncle Frank and Tyson. Yeah, it's definitely on a good trajectory. I will agree with that. Yeah, and most of us had. Right, well, Atlas is definitely very biased about Mike Tyson, but I agree largely that Mike Tyson was more of a bully than a fighter. He folded when his opponent was not frightened of him. Yeah, can't argue. Kate is making around 6 million. I don't know how much Amanda is making, but it's probably up there. Nice work. Do I watch many? Let's have a look. Do you watch many boxing YouTubers, October, and who are your faves? I like Hatman, Kurt DeVille, Proper, and G-Man. Dougal from Craggy Island. Right. I watch Boxing Beats and Rhymes. I take him on my runs with me because his videos usually about 30 minutes. So I can watch a couple of them out on a run. Channel wise, I watch IFL because shout out to Coogan Cassius. He's the blueprint for me. He's the channel that I went to, like when I say went to, that I used to watch when I wanted to get to know the personality of the fighters because he was so relaxed, and it was like how I call my I don't call my stuff interviews, I call them conversations. That's what Coogan was doing, and you really got to know the fighters. I got to know Dillian White's personality through watching IFL. I don't. I watch a little bit of well, can't say a little bit. I've been watching it a lot lately. Blue Blood Sports, and that's because I want to hear like what's going on in America. Also, the Boxing Voice, because I get to know what's going on overseas. But I try not to watch too many channels because, like mine, like you're sitting here with me. I'm giving you my opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean it's fact. It's just opinion. So I don't necessarily like to go to opinion channels, if that makes sense. I prefer to watch like the conversations and learn about the fighters. Seconds out, Ayman Khan, good. He'll ask some good questions as well. Matt Lenahan, Boxing Social, he'll ask some good questions as well. And there's going to be people that I've missed, and I'm not doing it intentionally. There's a few good channels out there, but I like to learn about the fighters. I knew that I was going to meet Josh Taylor for when he fought Jack Catterall the first time. I went to Rob Tebbett. Rob Tebbett had a fantastic sit-down conversation with Josh Taylor, and I learned so much about Josh Taylor from that I was able to follow on those questions and talk to Josh Taylor based on that. And because of that, Josh Taylor remembers me. But that's thanks to Rob Tebbett. So I'd rather learn about the fighters rather than sit down and listen to opinions, because we've all got them, haven't we? Yeah. Pull-outs are for safety, yeah, for real. Let's have a look. I'm going to push through this. So we've got a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, hit the like button. I'd love that. Yeah, I'm going to try to get him. To be fair, Jack, I was supposed to go up to Morecambe for that, the like media tour that they did, but it was just short notice and I couldn't get up there. But I'd love to speak to him. And exactly that, about his role, how it came about, etc., etc. It may be a scratch record for some of you guys, but I always like to start a clean slate when I speak to somebody and then build on that foundation. Yeah, hit the likes, guys. Eloise, thank you very much for that. No one in women's boxing, MMA, no one in women's boxing, women MMA have made that. Leon Watson, October Red, your platform. I've missed something there. I'm all right. I'm not the best. Yeah, you got to have banter, ain't you? Listen, who wants to be sat there bored to death? Do you know the best thing you can do to someone is to make them smile? You don't know what people are going through. Everyone has their ups and downs, their problems, life, whatever it is. And if you can just make someone smile for a couple of minutes out of a day that they're having that's atrocious, I think that's priceless. So yeah. Kyle, she's talking boxing. I'm gonna be on there in a bit. Do you know what I told about? Like Gareth A. Davis is a speaker and he's a cultured man of the earth, but you've got to agree he's obscenely up. I don't mind. I think he's got a lot of respect for him. He's got a lot of respect for Frank Warren. I think he doesn't see himself, genuinely doesn't see himself as you guys would say, a Fury fanboy. And if guys, I'm going to be live with Gareth A. Davis tomorrow night from 6:30 as well. It's probably going to be a quick half an hour, but we're going to be catching up on all tonight, leading on to tomorrow for the boxing. But yeah, I like Gareth. I know it's not, it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but neither am I. And I don't, I like people that are not liked, if that makes sense. I'm not one of these that's just going to jump on somebody because they're the flavor of the month. Everyone's talking about them and they're brilliant. I would prefer to find out for myself what someone's like, and I end up, strangely enough, being drawn to people that some people like, well, can't see you talking to that person or you being around that person. Gareth has got character, and he's funny and he makes me laugh. Let's have a look. Your platform is going to get bigger and better. This channel is one of my staples for boxing. Thank you so much. Always balanced and fair. Big up. You know what? I'd say that I'm a little bit biased, Leon. I am. I can say that I've got a little bit of bias, but I will say it as a female, to have a male audience give me respect in the sport as a female, that I appreciate. I had a gentleman comment say, "Look, you know what? For a woman, you're really okay." And a couple of people got upset with that, and I was like, "No, it's fine for him to say that. I didn't take offense. He was just being honest. I get it. I see what happens with the media, with some of the stick that presenters get. Some of it is like, yeah, you're probably not that good, or some of it can be like, because you're a woman, you need to be doing woman things, and you do get those stereotypes. But when I do get hardcore male boxing fans say, you know what, fair play to you, I'll take that, because it means that I'm actually okay. So thank you. Let's Red, Parsons, and Uncle Proper are now. Parsons and Uncle Proper. Who's Uncle Proper? I know Parsons is on the DAZN platform. October Red should be next because you're different than the rest. That's why Eddie likes you, because you're different. Bless him. The American channels have so much agenda. Boxing King Media is a great channel. The chats with Dom Ingle are a great insight. Yeah, to be fair, he's a good one as well. No problem. Not at the moment. And I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to do things myself because I believe that they get done properly. Oh, Dazza. And you've been here from day one as well. So thank you. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, Jason Harry. He's the Ozzy Osbourne of the boxing community. He's funny though. He is funny. This geezer. Everyone does have their problem. I'm trying to be serious, AP. You know what? Rest in peace. There's a lot of traffic in Birmingham the other night. So I want to say rest in peace. Unfortunate to the person that took their own life, because they saw that there was no other way out. And I will say this quite openly: men, look after your mental health. There's a lot of depression. I don't know what's happened. To me, it seems as if it's on the increase, especially with young males. So I know this probably sounds a bit cliche, and you're like thinking, "Oh, shut up." Please talk to somebody if you are going through any stress or any depression. Reach out to someone. I usually put up posts on my page where there's like a link for Mind or Samaritans or stuff, anything like that. Because yeah, a lot of people do go through stuff. So I'm going to leave that there. There is respect, and then there is family. Yeah. Bless it. Look, we've all got our fans. Your work rate has been crazy. So many live shows, interviews, events, attendances. It appears to be mainly on your own. Yeah, what she won. Congratulations to Nicola Hopewell. We've got a number one supporter and a sponsor. To shout out to Ebony Bridges, because Ebony Bridges sponsors a couple of fighters. She's really generous. She's helped fighters, Stevie Levy as well as one of them, not have to like find another job so they can concentrate fully on boxing. This is one thing that Ebony Bridges doesn't get credit for. She helps a lot of female fighters. She's very motherly. Another lovely woman as well. What motivates me? You lot are my motivation. Yeah, you got to be enthusiastic. How many times have you seen someone that looks like they don't want to be there? Can you imagine if I started my live and I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot." What's the point? You've got to do something. Anything that you do in life, if you love it, you'll always have that enthusiasm and passion for it. So, did you? Yeah. And here we go. Hold on a minute. Why does that come off? Why does that come off? But yeah, from Double D. But network television has a quota and boxes to tick. Women presenting just for having a woman's sake, a little bit like a woman. Look, like I've said we all have to tick boxes. I understand that some people might find that frustrating, but I guess you've got to look at the reasons why that these things happen. There's obviously there's a reason why now in the workplace, etc., why we have the so-called quotas. I just believe that anybody that's good at their job should be entitled to have an opportunity. um, but you could say that there were women that would have been good at their job, but they wouldn't have got the opportunity because they were a woman. So it's yeah, it's a bit of give and take. I bet you have. Have you? No, I haven't seen Uncle Proper from Proper Boxing. Okay, nah, I don't even know who he is. Nah, stay off the alcohol, mate. Fury should be on. I don't know. I think he might be on next. My God, why don't I know who Uncle Proper is? Oh no, I'm definitely not staying up for the Haney Garcia. I'm gonna catch up with it tomorrow, definitely for sure. Yeah, she can. She does. She's at 100 miles an hour. But yeah, I've got a couple of conversations with Ebony Bridges on the channel. To be fair, and I did. She's lovely. No, I don't think he is. I met Charlie Parsons maybe about 2.5 years ago, and I saw the way he was. He was working. He was freelancing at that time. He hadn't gone to Boxing Social or whatever, where he ended up before he started to run his own channel. And I saw the way he was. I saw the way he spoke with people. And I said to him, "You're going to go very, very far." I says, "I guarantee you're going to blow. I can just tell." Because he's very good at growing channels. He had that about him. And I am over the moon for him. The fact that he's now running his own channel, he's getting that access, he does the work, he grafts hard. I like to see when people progress. There's nothing more that makes me happy to see. He's a young blood. By the time he's what? By the time he's 30, I guarantee he'll be a millionaire. Guarantee it. He does a comedy boxing. Now that's ringing a bell. Yeah, I do think Richards is like the easy favourite in that, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way to Hutchinson either. But yeah, yeah, and I kind of feel the same. But I did that when Anthony Joshua fought Andy Ruiz. I said that, and I went to sleep, and I wish I didn't. Yeah, it should be. He is, and he needs his props. I find that people that are insultive towards him, there's only one word for it really: jealousy. He has a brilliant rapport with Eddie, and no, I don't think he's related to anyone. He's just good at what he does. No, I don't watch dire boxing. I must, maybe I do then. To be fair, Parsons is very confident and charismatic for his age. I wish I had his confidence at his age. Everyone, it depends. If you're out and about with people, you will do. You will watch the Haney fight because you're at work at 6. No, he was 19. Yeah, he was 19. Right, okay. I'm going to go away and do my homework on Hutchinson then, because maybe I've been sleeping on him a bit. Parsons used to annoy me, but to be fair, you've got to hand it to the kid. He's got a bit of go in him. He's a grafter. And yeah, not a light old AP. He is a grafter, and I wish him all the best. I guarantee you, give him till he's 30. I don't even think, probably the way the rate that people grow on social media would be before then. He's doing bits, and I'm happy to see that. Gosh, Nicola's bloody face is marked up. Ooh, that black eye spun all the way around her face. On the dear, above her eye. Is that a cut? Ooh, 2 cuts. James Hutchinson can fight. I like to see him versus Aziz. It's a great success now because I've grown it from scratch. I've never had a helping hand as such. And I've got, what have I got? 7.5K. I'm happy with that. What is success? Success is that I've managed to get to 46 with my health almost intact and I'm still here. To me, that's success. What's a YouTube channel? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think I look at things slightly differently. That's why I'm not power hungry, or I don't want to be the next best thing since sliced bread. I want to have really good conversations with all of my guests, every single one of them. So who they are can get put across to the listeners. Because every time they talk to me, I'm learning. And then when you're watching that, you're learning. I want you to learn something about that fighter, understand something about that fighter, whether it's how they feel after a fight, what they did in the training, who they care about the most, who's influenced them, what their mindset is like this at that particular moment in time. So in 20, 30 years, when that fighter's retired or they've got grandkids or whatever, they can look back and say, oh yeah, look, there was your granddad or there was your grandma just before they were a world champion. It's like a time capsule. I've always said it's like a library. So you can go in there into all the playlists and pick up a fighter, certain month, certain year, and let's have a look and see what such and such was doing at that time. That's what I'm doing it for. That, to me, every time I get an email saying you can apply for accreditation, I couldn't have done that 4 or 5 years ago. I've had to work hard to get where I've got today, so I'm happy with that. That's what success is to me. And speaking to you lot as well, because we all love boxing, do you think Bivol has the skill and strength? No, Dino. I'm backing Beterbiev. I'm team Beterbiev for that. Not afraid to say it. Somebody says, and you're impartial and you're fair. No, I'm team Beterbiev. I remember, James, celebrating when I had 100 because I never even thought I'd get 100. Beterbiev will find Bivol. Bivol is really good, but Bivol has got a rhythm that you can follow and you could literally drum a beat to it. It's dum dum, dum dum dum, dum 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 dum. That's how I see him fight. It's that 1 2, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4, and he's in out, like triple jab dab. I can see his rhythm. Beterbiev is going to take some shots. Don't get me wrong. Bivol's quick, yeah, but Beterbiev is going to he's going to be able to slip under them shots, throw in the body shots, throw in the uppercuts, find him and punish him. That's how I see that fight going. You guys have a look at Artur Beterbiev and have a look at Dmitry Bivol and see which fighter's rhythm that you can see. Which fighter can you see their rhythm? I'm telling you now, Bivol's rhythm's there to be read. You don't ask generic questions. Sometimes I do. To be fair, sometimes I do. GBM atmosphere looks decent. Or you know what atmosphere looked good? That Irish show that, yeah, I know. And somebody said I can get out there as well. Oh, thank you. Let's hope I get to 50, eh? Yeah, Clark will be at the show because Arlo Stevens um, is his mate. Is his sparring partner. Yeah, I'm 46. No, I'm 46. Why do you think Adam Smith has joined up with GBM and didn't stay at Sky? He stayed in the boxing industry, so it would be a little surprising that he's left Sky. If you cut him, he would have bled Sky. Good question. Maybe he just needed a change. Maybe he just needed a change. Sometimes we just need a change. He suffered with, he got cancer, didn't he? And he was really ill. Recovery from cancer. How many people have that? Does it give you some kind of PTSD? I don't know. It's good for him. A change is as good as anything. And he's doing like all the talk sport stuff when he's doing like commentary. He was at Sky for the Wardley versus Fraser fight, and he did all like the comms for that. So he's as long as he's actively involved in boxing and he's happy, I think it's a good thing. Yeah, just go straight for the jugular. Yeah, I mean, look, by no means am I discrediting the excellence of Dimitri Bivol's fighting. Absolutely no way, because he's a phenomenal fighter. If Beterbiev was not on the scene, I'd be team Bivol all day long. But there's something different in Beterbiev. If Beterbiev, not Beterbiev, if Hrgovic doesn't do as many rabbit punches, then I think young Dubois has a chance of winning that. It's those Hrgovic, I've seen him get around the back of a couple of people's heads and they've been scrambled. So, right, okay. So he had bladder cancer. Same thing your dad suffered from. I'm glad that this is what I'm saying. It's not everyone that gets to recover. I don't think he would have done that. You're saying Bivol on points? Interesting. I don't want to block you, James, but we can arrange that. I think Alois is starting to warm up, but I want to see if who's fighting next on this GBM card. This has been a little bit of a. We've been going for like an hour and a half, and I've not done 1 ounce of commentary. God almighty, this is terrible. But yeah, Fraser Clark's there for Arlo Stevens because they're sparring partners. Arlo Stevens had his heavyweight debut and fought Buchetta. Buchetta was stopped by Moses Atuma. I can't remember what number that fight was. Was it number 3? Moses Atuma stopped him. Matty Harris went points with him. So Arlo has had it's a good bout for him for his first fight. You know, I'm happy to see him out. He's a lovely kid as well. I did send him a message to see if I could get him on the live. But I don't think that's happening now. To be fair, they'll probably be interviewed out. Right, we've got Kieran Malloy coming up next then. Kieran Malloy out of the same gym as Fraser Clark, trained by Angel Fernandez. What is he? 7-0, welterweight, and he's going against Sergio Garcia Herrera. 8-rounder this is. And Herrera's got a 7-4 record. Kieran Malloy, Irish fighter, was with Top Rank and Conlon Promotions, I think. But obviously he's not now because he's been signed to GBM. I was supposed to have a conversation with him when I went down to Loughborough Gym, but I didn't get to do that. So hopefully I'll catch up with him in the next couple of weeks. So he's coming out to fight Herrera, who I'm sure is a little bit of a tough cookie. And you know, sometimes when they bring the journeyman in, I don't really take any notice of their loss records because you know how it goes. Depends on what card they're on. They might not necessarily have lost, or it could have been an extremely close fight. And that's what I think some of these fighters really need to understand, not to really take notice of their opponent's records. So look. Big up to you. Big up to you, Mr. A. Hergovich rabbit punches are ridiculous. He can't. Well, he does though, doesn't he? This Aloys fight. So you've got 2 fights on at the moment, guys. Can you let me know in the chat which fight do you want me to commentate on? Should I do? You know what? I'll do Aloys only because you're saying it's not going to last long. He's making his ring walk now. AP saying Bivol, Wilder, Hergovich, Ball, Hutchinson, and Shiraz are the winners on that night. You're all welcome. He's Team Queensbury in the house. I've got like split fights all over the place. I have. What's the? Oh no, because Bivol's actually Matchroom and Wilder. Oh no, so you're mixing it up. Okay, all right, I'll have that. October Red, month I was born and favourite colour. So I'm backing Hergovich. He can win ugly, and he will win ugly. I'm controversially backing Wilder as well. Interesting. Let's have a look. Leon Watson is saying Beterbiev will hurt him on the ropes and he's likely to stop him. Bivol likes to fight off the ropes. He uses his range, that's right. He's a great fighter. And I was originally going with him, but Beterbiev craftedly sets traps. And he looks at you and finds the angles. Go and look at his training, Leon. Hammers on the tyres for uppercuts. He's got hammers, steel, kettlebells. Just look at his training. Phenomenal. I'd love to go and train with them. I'd love to go and train with Israel Madrimov and Artur Beterbiev for their strength and conditioning. Phenomenal. I'd be an absolute beast. And I'd just love it. The only thing I think I'd struggle with is, when they do sprints up their mountains, like in the cold, and you're sprinting and it's windy and you're swallowing the cold and it's horrible and your chest is burning. Not a fan of that. But everything else, I'd give it a go. Right, so here we go. Farias is fighting Aloys. Aloys made, as he said he wanted a body on his record, quite aggressive. I think he also comes out of the gym of Ben Davison. Let's have a look at his record. So he's 6-1-0, and Farias experience, we've got 32-6-1. This is scheduled for 8 rounds. We're saying that it's not even going to get that far. And they are fighting at cruiser. Having a look at Pablo, I'm going to suggest that wasn't his original weight. But Aloys looks in phenomenal shape. Did you? I thought that's what his hair always looks like. Well, yeah, I thought that's what his hair always looks like. So you say, Chris is saying Bivol, Wilder, Dubois, Ford, Richards, and Shiraz. I'm saying Beterbiev, maybe Zhang, don't know. Dubois, Ford, Richards, and Shiraz. So I've got 2 different. So you're July Blue? Yeah, all right then. I'll call you that from now on. July Blue, we like that. Singing the blues in summer. Shout out to Angel Fernandez in the corner. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Aloys, all right, here we go. So Aloys got a nice wide stance, throws out looks like quite a stiff jab into the face of Farias, the Argentinian, who I would say is not a natural cruiserweight. Aloys throws out the stiff jab once again and tries to bully Farias back with a hook. The jab flies out once again from Aloys as Farias dips his head in to try and soften the impact from those hooks that are coming out. As Aloys swings out a hook and Farias manages to slip it, pulling up his trunks there. To be fair, his trunks do look quite low actually, unless he's just got a long body. As he dips in and comes in to throw his own shots towards Aloys, who's unfazed by the attempt of the Argentinian. Jab once again. He's got a nice jab. Oh, that was a nice long hook, a 1-2, but Farias was able to move out of the way and avoid that. Oh, he's complaining about a low blow now. Took a quick deep breath back into the middle as Farias tries to throw an overhand right But Alois saw that coming from a mile off, moved out of the way and throws back a jab. Little taps here, trying to mark him up with that tap. They just tap the jab to try and get that backhand. So he's looking to get him with that backhand to knock him out. 1-2, skims it. Seems like Farias knows what the plan is. He's able to evade, move from side to side as he's on the back foot on the ropes. Alois whips in a nice, lovely body shot to the left-hand side of Farias and starts to give him a bit of an onslaught of punches as Farias was on the ropes, but then takes his position back as they both fight for the center of the ring. Alois just tapping out that jab once again. Like I said earlier, he was at the press conference saying that he wants someone in a body bag. People say that's controversial. Some people say, hey, this is boxing. What do you expect him to say? I'm kind of like on the fence and just leave the trash talking. It's trash talk. I don't expect it to be anything nice. We can see there Alois is loading up on a couple of shots. Both of the males go for a shot on the back of the head. Farias reaches his arm out to say sorry. Both get a warning for it. Show that respect and separate. Alois takes the center of the ring. Balanced slightly forward on that front foot, but let's have a look. Let me see how he's standing. Just slightly lean forward, but I think his balance is on the back leg. He's able to move around quickly as they both throw the jabs out. And Farias manages to counter him. It seems as if Farias can anticipate the shots that are coming in from Alois. It's not going to be that straightforward and easy because it's like he can almost read him coming in. He'd be an absolute beast. Yeah, I would. Ball beats 4. He might though, because he's the thing is, and this is why I sort of like pulled my face with that, because Ball, he's on you like a rash, isn't he? And I've got so much time for his coach, Paul Stevenson. Lovely guy. Yeah, it could be tricky, that one. It could be tricky. Oh my God, that was horrific. It was called Baby Reindeer. I wouldn't recommend it. It's just weird. You know, when you're just watching it and then you're like on series 7, so you think, oh, episode 7, so I might as well just carry on watching it. It was just a horrible story. Better late than never, you man, and I hope you're good. Let's have a look. Double jab goes out to the head of Farias from Alois as he tucks up and tries to tuck under so he can move forward to maybe attack the body of Alois, even though he looks like he's in good condition. I don't know what his plan is for that, but as the experienced fighter, I'm sure he knows why he's doing it. I'll probably look to try and disable that jab hand, but what do I know? As Alois throws out the double jab and Farias answers back with his own, and Alois throws out a jab which catches Farias clean on his head, knocking his head back so we can get that flick from the ponytail. I like to see that. You know, when the fighter's head goes back from a real good jab. Woo, it's just those little sweet things. It's like someone just, they are, aren't they? They're jabbing you. It's almost disrespectful, but I like it. A confident first round win for Alois. If you guys are scoring it, that'll be nice. Because you know me and my scoring. Forget it. That's one thing I might do, you know, go on a seconds course so I can, or a judging course so I can learn how to judge fights because I'm atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Might be able to ask a good question. As we see Farias coming back in with some nice shots there, landing on Alois. This is not as easy as I thought. I thought you guys said he was going to get him out there quick. Double jab coming in from Alois once again. Really good use of that jab, but okay, you're using it and it's there and it's lovely. Ref warns Alois about holding there. But what are you going to do? What are you going to follow up with that now? You know, there we go. As we've seen it, beautiful body shot there coming in from the the left hand of Alois. That was nice. That was some good work once again to the other side of the body. And I do think that's probably the way to get to this more sizable opponent. I'd say attack the body because their heads are so tough. You're probably not going to get that head KO saying that. He might do it in the next shot, but attack the body as he just narrowly misses an uppercut following on from a body shot. Farias still prepared to come forward, jab body, jab head. You've got 29 seconds left in round number 2 of 8. It's lovely work there. Uppercut followed by the left hook, but Farias once again skims it, sees it coming. And this is where you've got to set traps for a fighter like this. You've got to probably use more feints. Don't necessarily throw the shots. Get the feints in, get invulnerable. As you can see, Farias is backed up on the ropes. Kieran looks like he's doing all right as well. Let's have a look. I'll do my own thumbnails. No, I won't marry anyone because I'm already married. Judges need to go on a judging course. Yeah, fair point. I'll take that. The Polish guy? The hell? The Polish guy that I always lost to on his debut has gone on to be an 8-0 and looks like a bit of a beast. Alois was very unlucky to fight a guy like that on his debut. Usually they give you a lesser opponent, yeah. The hair in the background are fighting for visibility. I know what you will look like, bold. Mate, look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful forehead of mine. I'm gonna say it's East African descent. I've got to have some bloodline going out there. I've got my kids at the moment calling me Megamind. We bully each other at home. We call it character building though. As we're heading into round number 3 of 8. Sticks and stones, double D. I'm saying triple D. Jab to the body there, coming back from Alois' jab to the head. I'm tempted now because I'm looking at Kieran. Looks like a bit of a trade-off. Oh yeah, my kids are the best. Honestly, we do it. Each of us have got a nickname for each other. That's what we do. Because sticks and stones, you know what it's like when kids are in school. I've got sons. I don't have any daughters. And, people get teased at school and some people can't, take it because, it's bullying or whatever. They don't get bullied at school, like verbals or whatever. I know kids may get into scraps and stuff like that, but nobody can't mentally break them because we all do it to each other at home. We all tease each other. We all have nicknames. We'll pick out our worst traits, and it's out of love. And it's before anybody thinks, oh my god, blah, 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 god, it's 2024. You can't do that. So yeah, you got to have a thick skin in life. And if they go through school unscathed, they're going to get it when they go to college, university, the office, wherever they work. So you've got to let, it's got to be water off a duck's back. You've got to let, all the name calling stuff. It doesn't bother you. Can't bother you. That's why I don't take anything personal. Mate, I've been called Boris the Animal as well. I don't know if you've watched, what was it? Men in Black. Do you know Boris the Animal? That was the alien. I've been called that as well because apparently at some point in my life I was always in a angry mood. So that was my other nickname. I've got loads, but I've got loads of nicknames for them as well, and we all laugh about it, and it's fun. Tough. They need a tough skin. Kids need a tough skin. They need a tough skin, and it's all done out of love and just banter. Right, Ben Davis, egg. Yeah, it's another Ben Davis fight. I can't. Is that really doing your head in? No, I can't do it. Yeah, you got to, especially kids these days. It's tough for them. Me and my lot only have nicknames, but we have our own weird input. See? And that's it. It's character building, yeah. Spot on. You've got to. Well, you haven't got to. You parent how you want to. You want to parent. You do it how you want. But that's what we do. We tease each other. Yeah. A parent needs to prepare their children for this world because this is what they have to deal with, regardless of their faith, strengths and weaknesses. Absolutely. The key is just not. You can't. You just can't take things. Oh, he's knocked him down. Well done. He's got the knockdown. 1, 2, 1. Oh, that was a beautiful 2. So that was a hook followed by the backhand, and there he is on the ropes as he walks away. Yeah, he's got it. Stoppage. So what was that? Round number 3. Oh no, we're still going. Let's have a look, see how he gets on. I don't know what you mean, Mr. A. I have no idea what you could possibly mean by that. No. Look at this. Look at these vulgar comments. You're so vulgar, Mr. A. I don't know what you mean. Oh, of course I do. Yes, we cook. We're excellent cooks because it's all the ideas that are gathering in the frontal lobe. So yeah, we're excellent in the kitchen. Loads of ideas. Absolutely. Yes, I'd definitely say we've got that good in the kitchen. Yes. Alois has only had a few days' notice for his debut fight as well. Fair play. He was very bold to take it, especially against an undefeated fighter. Fair play to him. And obviously Frank's keeps him coming back because of that. So yeah, fair play to him. Yes, I do love a spot of cooking. Yeah. Right, let's have a look. Right. How have I missed the first minute of round number 4? Look, we said we weren't going to do the gutter today. We were going to keep it strictly boxing. We've got a minute and a half left, just over, of round number 4. And Alois looks like he's going in for the kill. And once again, he's down on his knee. Can he get up for the second time? He looks out of breath, shattered, cold. The Argentinian. No, he's waved it off. The end. Fight over. We love it. Right, I'm going to switch over back to GBM. So we've got Kieran Malloy is in round number 4 of 8. I've been listening to the comms and it seems like he's up on the card, but I do know that he's the favourite fighter and he's a new signee. However, I know that Kieran Malloy is a good fighter and he probably is actually up on the cards. Trained by Angel Fernandez in the same gym as Fraser Clark, Richard Riakporhe, and more recently, Ezra Taylor. All of those 4 fighters in the gym. Good fighters. Obviously, I'll go in there and have the conversations with them all. So you may say I've got a little bit of friendly bias towards that gym. But yeah. But it looks like they're both in a bit of a phone box fight here. We're having some trade-offs. Looks like Herrera's attacking Malloy to the body, finishing off with a headshot. Malloy's interesting. Malloy looks like he's giving it back as well. He's throwing out his own body shots. He doesn't seem to be fading, but it does seem as if Herrera is answering every shot that Kieran is throwing at him. And I'd say that maybe. Here we go. It looks like Malloy's waking up now. Oh, beautiful uppercut that he caught him there. And but Herrera answers. This is toe-to-toe work. Round number 4 of 8. Damn. Let's have a look at this Herrera's record. 7-4. Damn, it's tough. What a debut. This is not a debut for Kieran, but a GBM debut. I don't think I would. I think, when I first started off the channel, one of the main comments that I got was like the Birmingham accent. People didn't like it. And I think it's because it's not, you don't hear it a lot in boxing. And everyone's Southern or, excuse me, from Manchester. So I don't think I'd probably do that. I don't think that would be, oh, gosh. Oh, Kieran looked like he was going to run at him then, but yeah, let's have a look. See, not many people do. Penguin mullet down. Penguin mullet, you mick takers. Yeah, I don't know if you're still in here, Toby, but your ring girls are doing a lovely, lovely work in the ring here. Body shots, head shots, just skimming the head. There's Herrera. Sorry, I'm just watching the playbacks. I've got to try and get in that gym. You've mentioned it loads of times, and I watched my very first UFC last week. I watched the UFC 300. I watched the lead up as well, and I was highly impressed with it. The just the interaction, the way of it, the way it's loud, it's bold. I watched the Holloway fight. One of the guys on Twitter said, "Make sure whatever fight you watch, make sure you watch the Max Holloway fight." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." And guess which fight went viral? It was that one, and it's completely different etiquette with with MMA, or MMA fights to boxing fights. Because say for example, someone goes down and it looks like a bad knockdown. You don't really see, we don't really clap or cheer. We stop the silence, and then we have this like clapping and cheering when the person gets up. Mixed martial arts, brains all over the floor, KO, kaput, and it was literally everyone was jumping around, celebrating. The fighters celebrating. Yeah, he's on the floor. They're tipping him over, giving him oxygen. Yeah, all right then, whatever. I've won, and it was just, it's brutal. It's a real sport for the brutes, but I really enjoyed it. Um, I do need to get that Leon Edwards conversation, because UFC are coming to Manchester in the summer, and I've heard it's extremely hard to get accreditation, and I would love to get accreditation. I've got a lot of studying to do around the fights and stuff, but I'd love to be able to go to one of their events. But we'll see. And the best way to do that would be to get that Leon Edwards conversation. I need to sort it, really. Let's have a look. Oh, you really hate the Brummy accents, but it's not. It's the same. I think it's to a taste, and because I've been so like engrossed in boxing, I've never really looked at mixed martial arts or the UFC. But when you look at their production, when you look at their media, and I think we're coming up now, boxing's starting to come up now with that idea of the way the media's done, the way the fight lead ups are done. We're really starting to go to town with that. We're now starting to get on the even keel, because I haven't even watched all of it, but they've got the Day of Reckoning out on DAZN. It's like 79-minute like documentary on the whole of that card. It shows the offices of Frank Warren, the staff of Frank Warren, like talking and laughing, and the lawyers, and sorting everything out, an insight that we never get. So I think with the right production and somebody that's prepared to take the time and do all the filming, get all of those conversations, I think we will, when it comes to like the media side of it, I think we'll catch up, no problem. Alloys, Tommy Fletcher, good fight to make in the next year or two. Yeah, they'll probably build that, wouldn't they? That Max Holloway fight was good. My MMA knowledge is very limited, same. But if you're going to be introduced to it, that's a great fight to watch, and that's exactly what I did. Foxy, hearing the Brummy accent makes me feel like I'm back at home. Welcome. Great channel. Keep smashing it. Thank you very much, Foxy. I heard Alex Pereira wants to go up, to another weight class, to heavyweight, and face Tom Aspinall. Pereira spars Zilly Zhang. Does he? Well, if I'd known that. I've been watching that Alex Pereira. Yeah, Peter Fury there. Bless him. No, MMA. No, it comes across as too... you reckon? Homoerotic to me. What, is because the way you straddle people and stuff like that? You need to use your connections. Peter Fury, Tom Aspinall, his dad, darn it. And I'm just not very good at using people. But I know what you're saying. But you don't mean, I know you don't mean using as using, but I don't really like asking for favors, if that makes sense. I'd rather try and go straight to them, and then when they tell me to piss off, it's like, oh, I tried. I think one of my biggest flaws is probably I'm too honest for my own good. Yeah. Bloody hell, Kieran's in the trenches here. Round 5 of 8. I can't hear what Big Daddy Bonts is saying as they're waiting for the next fight to come out. But Kieran is on round number 5 of 8. He's answering this Herrera, but this Herrera's tough. But we knew what it was going to be. I might have to. I'm gonna have to switch my headphones. These pathetic headphones. The battery's dying. Let's just switch these headphones. When you think you've charged them up, but you haven't. Headphones time. Yeah, battery's dead. Red lights on them. Time to get out the beat solos. So, right, here we go. Oh dear, Kieran's in trouble. Right, here we go. This Herrera's coming forward with a barrage of shots going to the body of Kieran Molloy. Kieran is using his shoulder as protection. Kieran's literally looks like he's gassing. Oh dear. We've got 1 minute left in round number 6. And Herrera's literally starting to pick him apart. All we're seeing from Kieran is a high guard, barrage of shots coming in, and Kieran is answering with a 1. Not a 1-2, not a 1-2-3, but a 1. He's got to be careful. He could end up getting knocked out here. You know, when you're throwing out those desperate shots when you're trying to stay into the fight. Let's have a look. Trying to turn down this flipping commentary. Yeah, it looks like Kieran's got no power left in his punches. You saw him almost like his southpaw, attempted to throw out a jab there. No strength in it at all. Oh, he's definitely losing this round. What a war this is. Thank God that bell's gone. No, I know what you mean, AP. Yeah, I know. Yeah, if your phone's a certain age, you know what's going to happen. It's just going to start working. Honesty is integrity. Don't sacrifice either. Ringing Peter isn't going to compromise your honesty or integrity. Yeah, I get on quite well with Peter, but I just, like I said, and it's just like, yeah, if I'd rather just do the cold call. And to be fair, Peter's always, oh my God, he's down. Oh dear. On the bell. Ooh, this is not good, is it? Flipping heck. And this is his debut with GBM Sports. He's going to be so frustrated. Kieran Molloy and Paddy Donovan fought in the amateurs, and I always thought that, oh my God, I always thought that would be a good fight. But anytime you hear someone you see the Mexican, you see when you see that Mexican flag, all I'm saying is be ready. Stay ready. Right, here we go. Molloy's on the back foot. Southpaw, moving around the ring, moving to his right as Herrera's literally looking for the shots. However, Herrera's legs don't look particularly strong either, to be fair. Let's have a look. As he comes in with the 1-2. Kieran literally now, he's got to stay in there, but 2 rounds left. Could be a long 6 minutes. The guys are saying that this is a cracking match and a really good test for Kieran Molloy. I'd say it's more, this is literally him being thrown into the acid. I get it. How many fights is Kieran in? 7. This is fight number 8. He's going against somebody that's had what, 4 more fights than him and had losses on his record. But like I said before, you can't, when they were walking out, you can't always take these losses on the record as gospel. Kieran on the back foot, throwing out the jab there, moving around to the right and the left, throws the backhand. So literally Ryan can't catch him now. He's obviously been told by his corner, keep moving, box and move. You cannot trade with this guy. He will get you. We've got 1 minute left now of round number 7. Box and move. This is how Kieran stays in the fight. He's got to be calculated. He's got to get some punches in, but he can't let Herrera sit on his chest, which is what he has been doing because he clearly has those concussive shots. It's not the one. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the barrage of the shots that will weaken you as an opponent. Box and move. Here we go. Kieran's making it difficult for Herrera to pin him down, making it more awkward, and throws out his own 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, back in the trading, but Kieran's moving, pushed him back, making sure that Herrera can't get comfortable with him in the pocket. Here we go. Herrera is tired. Look at his face. Look at his body language. Look at his legs. Kieran's settling it. You can't trade. Just move. Box and move. Yeah, good morning, Britain. Yeah. His kidneys are going to be sore in the morning. Yeah, the key for this is to box and move. Don't sit in the pocket with somebody like that, especially when they've gained that obvious advantage from you sitting and trading with them, because it's going to be strength v strength. But there we go. Look how much better Kieran is when he's boxing and he's moving. He's got a little bold spot appearing then. I'm going to have to tease him about that. Come on, Kieran. You got this. Hopefully I'll see those guys at Loughborough next week and get some content out for you. I'm going to go and see Tyler Denny next week as well. As you know, he is down to fight Felix Cash, and it's a Birmingham card in June. That fight's headlining it. We've also got Connor Walker on there, Shannon Ryan on there, just to name a couple of the others. It's going to be a really good card, and it's in Birmingham, so it's easy. I won't be doing a watch along that night because I'll be there watching the fight. Woo! So here we go. Herrera comes out on the front foot. He's trying to pull. He's literally grabbed hold of the glove of Kieran to try and pull him inside so we can have that inside fight. Don't fall for it. Box and move. Do what you were doing. Move from left to right. Don't trade. Box smart. This is round 8 of 8. What a war. His face is going to be battered. So we'll see what content I can get out for you, because unfortunately I won't be in New York on Wednesday for this super announcement. God, that Fury Usyk fight's creeping up on us as well. Let's have a look. Every boxer's worst nightmare is going against a tough Mexican. You're right. You just got to fight smart. Yeah, because they will knock 7 shades of poo out of each other for a full 12 rounds. 12 rounds. You've got to box and move. Hold on a minute. What's Jack said? I heard a Riatport interview with seconds out yesterday saying Fury mashed up Opataya in sparring and that's why he ran. Fighting words that October. He never said that, did he? He never said that. You winded me up. Oh, beautiful shot there. Beautiful shots landed on the face. Clean on the face of Herrera. Kieran literally going for it. This is toe-to-toe action. He does. He wants the stoppage for real. 49 seconds of round number 8. Don't get sloppy, but I tell you what, He's winning the rounds. Look at the shots pouring out from Herrera. He's got no strength as Kieran throws a barrage of shots out to him. The ref separates the two. This ring's really small, isn't it? As he gets a lovely hook in on the head of Herrera, and he comes back with the body shots. Kieran, win the round. Throw the shots out. Win the round. This is the last round. You've got 15 seconds left. Win the round. Flipping hell, this is dangerous. This is an absolute swinging match. This is when somebody can get knocked down. What an absolute war. Flipping heck. Jay's my height, and he said that. He said once he got up to when he was saying that he can get he can make heavyweight. I was thinking, can you? Because he's not that tall. He's a tough monster, and I think he does. I honestly do believe that he beats all of the cruiserweights. I think his toughest fight will out of the cruiserweights at the moment, and this is not me talking about Brady's because he's fought him already, so we know what that fight is. But I think the toughest fight for Jay is Richard Riakporhe. But I still am going to edge towards Jay. You have to watch that Seconds Out interview. He said he's heard from a guy who witnessed the sparring. Fury mashed him up. And that's when Team Opataya decided to go back to us. So you're not lying. I'll watch it. I've seen that Richard Riakporhe's been up there, but I've seen that I only read the comments. I didn't actually watch the interview. I read the comments where people saying, "Oh, you're running from Opataya." So I thought, no, I can't be bothered because he's obviously said something to rile up the viewers. I mean, why spar Fury if you're about to fight Brady's? Made no sense. You know what? I'm used to being surrounded by giants, like 6'5", 6'6". So 6'2" is tall because it's clearly nearly a foot taller than me. But I need to obviously shut my mouth because 6'2", yeah, of course he can be a heavyweight. Oh, I do beg your pardon. I need to pay our respects for Willie Limon, 1979 to 2024. Obviously, he passed away recently. For the details, I do ask that you obviously check online. But our condolences go out to the family of the former fighter who unfortunately passed away earlier on this week. Willie Limon, 1979 to 2024. May he rest in peace. Condolences to all of his family. God bless. I don't know if you heard that the 10 bell was rang at York Hall in honour, recognition, and memory of the fighter. Right, boxing pound for pound, Jack Usyk is the same height as I thought Dylan was 6'3". Who never touched Fury's face, and most shots were body shots. Yeah, I try not to think about that fight. It gives me nightmares. But we can say that Usyk isn't white. I think it's... Hold on a minute. Is the Frank Warren show on the main cards? This is Mendy coming out now. Oh, they're moaning about the scorecards on the GBM show, but Kieran Malloy got the win. So he moves up to 8-0. There's not. What time is it? Oh, it's 20 to. I didn't even realise it was 20 to 11. I was about to say it's a bit early for Frank Warren to have his last fight on it. 9:30. The hell? Hercole, how you doing? Who's gonna win tonight, Haney or? Oh, I'm gonna say Haney, Hercole. I can't see it going any other way. I think it's been a very strange lead up, as I'm sure all of you will know. I just can't see him. I can't see Garcia winning. I think Haney's very clinical in his boxing style, and I don't believe that Garcia is as clinical as Haney. So I can't believe it's the main event. Oh, this is going to be on the same time as Huey Fury. Guys, I have to do the Huey Fury one. I hope you know that. So I'm going to be flitting, obviously watching the both of them. But if Huey Fury's on now, I've got to do Huey Fury, which I think he is. I've got to do the commentary for that because I've been looking forward to seeing the return of Huey. I've got so much time for Peter, who's allowed me into his gym, which is a personal space to him. It's not a public gym. Not anybody can get access into it. I spoke to Huey a couple of weeks ago. I know he's been out for 3 years, and that is my justification. I do understand that there's a belt on the line with the Queensbury show, but I feel like I've got to show a bit of loyalty to Peter, even though it looks like the Sam Noakes fight is going to start first. So I'll start on that one, but I will drift over to young Huey Fury. Let's have a look. White had 80. Yeah, White's got long arms, ain't he? Usyk 78. Steve Cunningham at 6 foot at 82 inch. Gosh, all these talk of inches is making me dizzy. And what I mean, reach will matter when fighting Fury. Do you know what was Ngannou's reach, Jack? What was his reach? Yeah, he is a great boxer. You reckon it will end early? Oh, I'll let you two talk about the reach. There's reach and then there's arm span. Bloody hell. Yeah, he did have a lot of allergies. He looks like he's got black eyes already. Like Ivan Mendy. Let's have a look at him. So Taylor the Tape, 38 years old, 5'8", 9 stone 8, orthodox, and from France. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got chewing gum in his mouth. You're gonna have to take that out. You know what? As well, all of these fighters, I get a little bit of butterflies in my stomach. It gets worse when you've actually met them and spoke with them. You get nervous for them. Horrible feeling. Like when Sandy Ryan fought, I felt sick. When Fraser Clark fought last week, I felt a bit sick as well. Not last week, but you know when it was. I always get that. Let's have a look. Ngannou was 8. Oh, he's got 80. He's got 82, same as Wilder. Interesting. Now that I didn't know. Only because he's quite stocky with his build, isn't he? I know he's tall, but I didn't think he had a big reach like that. I'm like the opposite to him. I'm not allergic to anything except for training hard. And people who tick boxes, double D. Thomas Kenny, good evening to you. How's my favourite boxing lady? Who's that then? Where is she? She's behind you. I hope you're keeping well. Best boxing channel on YouTube. Big Irish fan. And I love the Irish and the travelling community. And I'll say that with my chest and very loud. Because you know why? The Irish community and the travelling community has always been great to me. I'll just put it out there to Thomas Kenny. Top of the night. So what do you say to good evening? Can't say top of the morning to you, even though I could if this Frank Warren card went on any longer. But thank you very much, and shout out to all the Irish and travelling communities that always show support in the chat and in my comments as well. To be fair, he did, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Fraser won. Yeah. Right, here we go. Sam Noakes takes the centre of the ring. Ambrose throwing out that he's got a strange pair of trunks on. He's got fur around the band and down the side of his trunks. It's almost like a bear as Sam Noakes pushes him back onto the ropes and throws out shots. But Ambrose comes back off the ropes and makes his way to the centre of the ring as he throws out a jab towards Noakes. Why am I calling him Ambrose? Because surname Mendy. It's Ivan Mendy, Ambrose Mendy, Ivan Mendy. I do that all the time, get my names mixed up. He looks like Sam Noakes is throwing out a few shots, but he's not really landing much. However, saying that, he just countered with a lovely jab to the jab that young Mendy threw out to him. And shout out to the lovely Ali Drew that he's presenting on GBM Sports tonight. Ali Drew does DAZN, GBM, Channel 5, Wasserman. She's on the radio doing football. Very active female in the sport, in the world of presenting. Brilliant worker and a lovely girl and supports what I do as well. So you've got to give the ladies the credit. And he's never been stopped either. Hey, no, I'll never say that. AP, never. And I won't even put it up in the comments. Don't like derogatory words about people's ethnicity, background. It's rude. And it's unnecessary. It's actually unnecessary. I'll tell you what, this Mendy does look tough, to be fair. Sam Noakes, seems unfazed and he's able to, walk forward and throw his own shots. Dipping in as he crouches to throw a body shot into the chest of Mendy, throwing a hook to the left and to the right of the head of Mendy as Mendy tucks up and goes back onto the ropes once again. But Noakes leaves him there so he's able to come off the ropes. He doesn't want to stick. He's mindful of putting pressure on Mendy at the ropes. And those of you that have probably got more experience with what Mendy's style is, how he fights, Jack has said that he's possibly never been stopped. Hold on, let me have a look at his record. I did have it up on BoxRec. Let's have a look. Let's have a wee look at the card. Oh, yeah, he has been stopped a couple of times, to be fair. Yeah, he's been stopped a couple of times. AP, you're so naughty. You're trying to get me into trouble. Can't do that. We love everybody here. Everybody's welcome, except for P. Diddy. He's not welcome. Just doing a playback of the first round there. Body shots coming in from Noakes. Nice work from him, to be fair. But then again, I have seen him fight before. He's a good fighter. The top floor seemed to have emptied out of York Hall as I just glanced in on the cameras there. What's Jack saying? If Noakes wins, becomes a fringe world level. Yeah, because it's the EBU, isn't he? As Mendy's previous opponent, I won't pronounce that, is fighting for the WBO lightweight world title against Navarrete in USA on May the 18th. Interesting. Really good stepping stone fight for him then, isn't it? And are we talking... Because is it Frank that's likes the WBO route? Does Frank take the WBO route? Because you usually find that certain fighters will take certain routes, won't they? Let's have a look at the changing room. They're showing the changing room now. of young Huey Fury on the pads with his father. I think I glimpsed Savannah, but I may be wrong. To be fair, this card's running late. This is the last fight. This is Frank Warren's fight, and I can't believe GBM still got 2 fights left on their card. I think they threw their floater in quite early. Yes, so Frank and Bob take the WBO route. I am learning something about the belts because I'll be the first to put my hands up. I do not understand interim, silver, all of this. The belts really dazzle the mega mind brain. I don't get it at all. But you know what I haven't done for a minute? Guys, if you've just joined us or if you've been here for a little bit, I'm Abz of October Red. Thank you very much for joining in on the watch along. We're covering 2 fights, 2 cards, I do beg your pardon. We've been covering a little bit of Frank Warren's card that's over there in York Hall, and we've been covering a couple of fights that are on the GBM card. Huey Fury is about to make his ring walk. This is his return. He's been out for 3 years. This is an important fight. He's fighting the very durable Dobichenko. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. A durable opponent that does come to win, who has gone the distance with Moses Atuma, stopped Matty Harris, got stopped by, I think, Jamie Takivi, who's a boxer fighter, and now he's going in. I'm sure he stopped him. Did he stop him? Was it points with Jamie Takivi? But yeah, so Huey Fury is taking on this young man to get himself back in the mix. His dad's already said to a few people that, he gets through this fight, he will be on the McCaskill price card in Wales that's coming up. I think, is it May 11? Yeah, Abs, yeah. Here we go. He's getting ready to walk out. He's cut his hair off as well. He's just about to make his ring walk. Do I need? Oh my God! I said, you know what I said? Do I need to put that up on my screen? I'm not doing it. And to be fair, I don't know what's going on. We did speak about this earlier. If you were here earlier, AP, instead of moonlighting with your family, instead of getting your priorities all wrong and not spending it here with me, you'd know. Now, we spoke about it earlier. There's nothing, no further forward. So I can't believe I flashed up on my screen. Is that the dancing in the video thing you're alluding to? Gosh, here we go. See, I've got my eyes on 2 fights, right? Because Dobichenko is Ukrainian, isn't he? Tough lad. He's about to make his ring walk now. He's 10, 15, and 1. But like I said, with these guys that the label is the journeyman, the experienced fighters, just don't look into their record. Because if you get complacent, you get comfortable, they can still smoke you. Because at the end of the day, he's probably got another 15 fights lined up for the rest of the year. So not all of them are going to come to lie down. And there was one fighter I really did enjoy speaking to, which was Kamil Sokolowski. And he told me about his career from the beginning. It's way down the list. If you ever want to listen to a good conversation and with a journeyman that's, gives us his version, how his life went in boxing and how it didn't turn out the way he wanted it to because of greedy managers, etc. Have a look for Kamil Sokolowski on my page. Interesting. We did it via IG live because I wasn't doing the YouTube lives then, and I transferred it over onto here. So yeah. Right, looks like Mr. Noakes is putting his shots together quite nicely there, putting the pressure on Mendy as he backs up a little bit, tucks up, tries to come forward, but it looks like Noakes is throwing out the more competent shots. I don't like that guard. I think Mendy's starting to look a bit uncomfortable now. I think those jabs are starting to get through to him because you can't see. He's just literally walking forward with his hands up. So excuse me, he's almost like a punching bag. And I say that as he lands a clean shot on the head of Noakes. Here we go. Young Huey plays Tom Jones as he comes out. Oh, bless him. 3 years out. Imagine that. You don't want to be out for 3 years. But yeah, Sokolowski. I think he tested positive. Did he test positive after he fought Fraser? Or something happened. I think he tested positive for a banned substance, but yeah. But he'd already announced that he was going into bare knuckle fighting. But yeah, he's an interesting character, and I felt really like sad for him when he told us his story, because he had dreams and aspirations, and sometimes this is why the best conversations that you'll have are with the journeyman, believe it or not, because they've got the most experience and they've got stories, and sometimes life just doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. I think he was thrown in with Dillian White on his second professional bout. Have a listen, it's all right. And he messaged me after that. He goes, "Thank you so much for that." He goes, "I gained lots of followers after we had that conversation." It's like, bless him. Yeah, all right. Kamil Sokolowski, a fighter that I won't forget. But it's Polish, very durable. Cindy Laufer. It's good enough. Lion, you're late. I feel like the headmistress. Good evening. But better late than never, absolutely. Don 4 said that earlier as well. And if you've just joined us, like I said, and I'm going to keep saying this because I've got to, I'm Abz of October Red. Check out the channel, like, subscribe, share, do all of that magical stuff. It does help the algorithm, but the fact that I've got a few of you in here keeping me company tonight as I balance in between two cards and faff about between two fights, a bit haphazard tonight. This is more like a group of friends that are just meeting and talking about boxing while the TV's on. There's no real structure. And I knew it was going to be kind of wild because there's two cards on it at once. But I will be playing a close ear to the return of Huey Fury, standing in the corner there with his father as he takes on Konstantin Dobinchenko, tough Ukrainian who turns up and likes to earn his money the old way. Oh, he hasn't been stopped. Hold on, what am I looking at? I must have been looking at the wrong record. Ivan Mendy. Oh, you're right. He's lost, but he's never been stopped. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, spot on. 6 losses were by decision. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, it looks like he's got a few fans that have turned up there for Huey. Huey spent some time. He's actually, obviously, Matty Harris is in his camp, so he's got like that in-house sparring with the young heavyweight that is Matty Harris. But I know they've come over to Birmingham a few times and have been in Acot's Green Boxing Gym with my friend and trainer Max McCracken, who we all know is the trainer of Solomon Dakers and Tion and Corey Gibbs. So I know he's been over the gym a few times. Our last conversation that we had with Peter and Huey was at that gym. So shout out to Acot's Green Boxing Gym as Huey comes out with a nice, lovely, stiff double jab to start off with. Dobinchenko does what he does, tucks up and tries to come in. Beautiful, fast jab there coming in from Huey. Fast jab. I know some people might not like me to say this, but you can really see that Fury style. Look at that. Look at how he's moving, very fast on his feet. Nice movement coming in, even though he's on the back foot. Look at that jab is amazing. That double stiff jab. Catches him with the uppercut coming in. Nice work to start off with Huey. Doesn't look like he's been out for 3 years at the moment, I'd say. But let me not get above my station. Let's relax. Oh, nice overhand right on the head of Dobichenko, but he's tough. I think you just got to go for the body. Nice there, hooks to the ear of Dobichenko. Lovely work there. Uppercut. Backhand there coming in from Huey. Jab coming in from Huey. Huey. Trying to say Huey and Fury at the same time. 1-2. That lovely stiff jab is at the moment keeping Dobby back. Really good work here. Really good work as he covers up and parries away the jab that's coming in from Dobby. Dobby's there trying to push Fury back onto the ropes. Nice, relax, good relax, compose. Nice pivot off there as he pivoted off to the left, but then moves round to the right. Nice. Cozy. I like it. Now, bearing in mind, guys, this is his first fight back after a 3-year layoff due to health issues. That's the first time I think I've seen Dobby catch him. Excuse me. But a nice work rate, nice rhythm coming in from Fury here as he looks for the target. It's almost like he's not even needing to feint, as it were, because he's looking and he's moving, and Dobichenko's like mindful of that as he tries to come in with his own sweeping hooks, but Huey's able to move out of the way and evade those shots. I've seen him get caught once by Dobby, a nice clean shot. 1-2 coming in from Fury. Overhand, missing the head of Fury by Dobby as he throws in the backhand to the body. Huey continuously throwing out the jab, but then a 1-2, but not the 1-2 as we know it, the 1-2 with the 2 being a hook. Yay, good luck. Huey, easy points win. Oh, bless him. Yeah, Huey's my guy, man. Peter, sorry. Got a lot of time for Peter. He's another one that just tells it as it is. No faffing about with him. Fury's got long arms and looks in good shape. He definitely does. That's what I'm saying. You can see, but this is Peter, isn't it? Peter's the foundation, isn't he? Peter used to train Dillian White as well when they was all up on a campsite back in the day. Yeah, he's a bit more risky than that elf, I'll tell you that much. You wouldn't have to give him a sock for you to be his master. Right, those hooks coming in around the back of the ear, around the guard of Dobby, and Dobby trying to literally throw back, but Fury's managed to smother his work. He's not getting the shots off as he usually does, because you can see the way that Dobby he tucks up and he comes in because he wants to throw those multiple shots, coming in with those overhands. Obviously, the taller fighter, I'm going to make the assumption that most of Dobby's opponents are going to be taller than him. So he's got that overhand, that we know it can be a concussive shot from him. But Huey, quite tall, quite gangly, long. He's able to really use his attributes quite well. They say that styles make fights, and this is working quite well for Huey. He doesn't look rusty. Excuse me. 1-2 coming in from Fury there. Once again, Dobby's looking to throw that overhand. Huey's throwing the uppercut and the backhand. We've got 1 minute 40 left in round number 2 of 6. All right, I stand corrected there. Jamie TKV went the distance with, but it was a competent win. TKV didn't stop him. I do apologise. But I know it was a competent win. It was an easy, you've definitely won that. There was no ambiguity in the win whatsoever. Dobby throws out a jab that lands on the head of Fury as he flicks that jab out, moving backwards, and then throwing in the backhand as he does. Looks like Fury's starting to read. He knows what he's going to do. He's throwing that glove up to protect that overhand right that's going to come in. Throws his glove up to the left-hand side to protect himself from that overhand right. We talk about, studying your opponent, knowing what they're going to do next. And this is what we can see. Really good work. 1-2. That double jab that he throws out and then finishes it with a hook. Not necessarily the backhand. Not necessarily the straight shots. We had another short hook coming in there from Fury. And then the jab and the uppercut. The uppercut to follow the jab. How difficult is it going to be when your fighter's not really going to a sequence and it all comes off instinct? Look at that. He's throwing the double jab to the head as he moves around to the left. Uppercut again. Lovely work. Really nice, compact boxing here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, good work. Might go the distance, but that's fine. It's his first fight back. He hasn't been stopped, has he? So you're hearing a lot of comparison here. Spencer Oliver talking about obviously how he's avoiding getting those shots. Matty walked onto a shot because obviously Matty ended up scrambled, isn't it? That stoppage devastated me. To see that happen, because obviously I weren't there, I was at home, and I usually go to all of Matty Harris's fights, so to see that loss was felt sick. But sometimes I think that may have been the best thing for him because, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully he'll be out soon. Some fight news for him soon as well. Obviously as he fights for Wasserman Boxing. Right, Dobby tucks up and comes forward on the front foot, looks to lunge into you. There was another fighter. He's got a very similar style to another. Oh God, what was his name? Quite a few of them have fought him as well. I haven't seen him in a bit. He used to be a cruiserweight, obviously put on a bit of heavyweight, so he's used as obviously a journeyman at heavyweight, and he just literally will lunge into you, tuck up, walk forward, and try and get you on the rope so he can unload on you. It's a tactic. But look at this lovely work once again. Look at him. He's lunging. Here we go. And this is exactly what I was saying. Dobichenko will lunge into you, try and push you against the rope so he can punish you. Let's have a look. Fury on the back foot. Uppercut as Dobichenko comes in. Tucks up. Walks forward. Trying to put the pressure on Fury, trying to push him onto the ropes. But Huey just looks unfazed, really. He doesn't, he's relaxed. But his shots and his shot selection are really good to watch. When you look at fighters, and you wouldn't. If you looked at this fight now, would you have said that he was out the ring for 3 years? Yes, I understand the caliber of opponent. I get that, because you can look leaps and bounds above somebody when, your caliber is higher than them, experience, etc., etc. But he doesn't look like this. This doesn't look like ring rust. I'll be looking forward to speaking to him after this. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a 6-rounder. We've still got 3 rounds to go, but impressed so far. He's just so relaxed. Look how he just throws out that double jab. He understands his opponent. He understands what he's going to bring. And every time he comes in, he's throwing this short uppercut to crack him on his chin as he comes in. It's nice work. I mean, I think that there you go. You can see that like Fury will throw like a 1-2, but it's usually, that two could be not necessarily the backhand. It could be the hook or the uppercut, utilizing those shots. So if you think about it, a fighter that's so used to that 1-2, so used to fighters coming through with that 1-2, maybe putting their head offline, but you can't miss an uppercut with that, can you? Really, really good work. Nice to watch. Let's have a quick glaze over to the notes. We were in round number 7 of 12. These pairs still going at it on the Frank Warren show. Noakes v. Mendy. I don't know if any of you guys are watching that one. You can please feel free to put in the chat how you think they're getting on with it. I want to see how this Shaquille Thompson gets on. Because I don't know. I'm yet to... Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how he gets on. Obviously, that's the fight that's coming up next, and I'll be able to obviously concentrate on that fully. Right, we are going into round number 4. Dobichenko once again takes the center of the ring, tucks up, but starting a little bit faster this time. He's trying to launch into Fury that's on the back foot, who throws out the jab, throws out the uppercut, throws out the, those body shots. And Dobby comes in with his own 1-2 and the body shots. Once again, launching into that headshot. You've literally, he's going to launch in. Cut him off with that jab. He's getting hit a little bit more than he was in the first couple of rounds, is young Huey. But nothing frightening yet. You're swimming, you're going to get wet. Let's have a look. 1-2. That was a backhand coming in as Dobby throws out the 1-2-3 to the body and tries to finish with an overhand left. And that's something to be mindful of as well. We've seen that Fury's protected himself by putting up that left hand to avoid the overhand right, but Dobby is also coming with the overhand left as well. So you've got to be mindful of that. Let's keep that in your thoughts. Keep your guard up, because it's those temple shots that can just frazzle your brain. Top of the head, the temple, whatever, scrambled. You've got to be careful of those. And whether he's naturally a heavyweight or not, his weight suggests that he's a heavyweight, so there's going to be some weight behind those punches. So he's got to be mindful. All right, he's starting to throw some shots, try to punish Dobby to the body. If you watch the Jamie Takivi fight, I think that's what Jamie was doing, working him to the body, causing Dobichenko to take that step back and that breath in. As you can see, he's obviously not conditioned around the waist area, and it could be a good target area for him. Find those angles, use those gaps. He tucks up for his head. But I'd say probably go to the body. Fury on the back foot, throwing out the jab, and the two. The 2 is a hook once again. Jab once again. 1-2 coming in from Dobby with the overhand right. This is what he wants. He wants you on the ropes, but damn, this ring is small. That is really small, because Fury looks like an absolute giant in there. 1-2 coming in from Dobby as Fury throws back his own, both men on the inside. Fury flicks out a southpaw jab that looked like he'd swapped his sides around there. 1-2 coming in. Dobichenko goes to throw the overhand left, but falls short. He shook his head. Young Fury did, as he walked back to the corner. I wonder what his dad's going to say to him. He's looking at his dad. His dad always stands outside the ring and talks. He doesn't get in the ring, does he? Yeah, he's talking to him now, his dad. I wonder what his dad's saying. Oh, I wish I could hear the corner. Proper haymakers from Dobby. And Fury looks sharp. Yeah, totally agree with you, Lion. Fury fought Povetkin. So I guess he knows what this guy's going to bring. Dobichenko, that's from Identity Withheld. Always goes the distance. Yeah, tough fighter. And you know when they say, "Oh yeah, he's a durable," no, he's durable. He's definitely a durable opponent. If you want a fighter to get the rounds in with a little bit of a risk, I'd definitely say call this guy up. Dobchenko, yeah, we've got a prospect. Dobchenko, yeah, we've had somebody with a bit of time out, and you'd be like, yeah, all right then, no problem. But the risky thing with this guy is he's coming to win. As I say that, and he's got young Fury on the ropes. There we go. He launches into those 1-2. And like I said, it's the barrage of them that can cause this concussion. So you've got to be careful. He looks maybe a little bit out of breath. Let's have a look. It doesn't look, like I said, phased or anything as he throws. This is Fury we're talking about. Throws 2 uppercuts as Dobchenko jumps in to try and throw that overhand left. So, when you talk about the fighters and the move from left to right, you've got to be careful because he throws the overhand on both sides. 1-2 coming in there from Fury. 1-2 once again. Dobby comes in with the body shots. Hook coming in from Fury, jabbing the head of Dobby and pushing him back. Jab coming out again from Huey. An overhand coming in from Dobby. Got 1 minute 40 left in round number 5 of 6. You can hear the energy that's coming out with the shots that Dobby's throwing, but Fury can't really see him like bothering him. 1-2 coming in from Fury. Close hook coming in from Fury. He moves off the ropes as Dobby pushes Fury into the center of the ring. Fury throws a 1-2 and flicks out the jab. Dobby once again just sort of like marches on the spot. A quick run on the spot, resetting. But you can see the energy that he's throwing out with these shots. These are haymakers. I know you mentioned it before, Lion, but these are like wild haymakers. They're like pointless shots that he's throwing out now. Looks like some of this work that Fury's doing to Dobby's starting to pay off. His shots are getting more pointless, less meaningful, less power. 1-2 coming in from Fury as Dobby tries to answer with his own. But like I said, it seemed to have lost a little bit of that oomph that they had when he first started off. Let's see if he tries to jump in a moment to do it either overhand, left or right. As he resets, jogs on the spot and tries to come in with his own. Let's have a look. Let me see. Is he going to lunge in? No, he's losing his power. He's slowing down. Yeah, he's tired. Deep breath as Dobchenko goes back into the corner. Fury got that celiac energy to almost anything. It must be hard to feed him. Yeah. Allergy, sorry, not energy. Dobby 2, Peter Fury fighters, behave. This is like Tyson Fury versus McDermott rematch. Yeah, you can see the similarities with the fighters, can't you? Interesting. It's like they have got style. I wonder what style Tyson's going to come out with for Usyk. But I'm so intrigued by that match. Like, really intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued on how that fight's going to end, how it's going to go. Not even the ending of it, just to see how the styles in the ring go together. Or do they? Is Usyk going to be able to run those rings around the fighters that he seems to do with everybody else? Who knows? But what we've got, 3-4 weeks till we find out? Is it 3 weeks now? It's not long, is it? Here we go. Fury just looks like he's playing with Dobby now, to be fair. There's no real sting in it. He's sort of like just getting those rounds in. I know obviously he's been sparring a lot longer than 6 rounds, but... And Dobby's there saying, come for it. Don't fall for it. Look at Dobby literally swinging both of the hands into the body. Don't know what technique that is, but 1-2 as he pushes Fury back on the ropes. As Fury throws out the jab, he does look tired. He's finding this last bit of energy. Still 2 minutes left. That 2 minutes can feel like hellfire. Jab. 1-2, 1-2-3 coming in from Fury as Dobby tucks up and pushes back. Takes a deep breath as he does. Crossbar there from Dobichenko as he throws out. I wouldn't even say that was a jab. It was almost like a long hook. 1-2 answered from Fury. Let's have a look. 1 minute 26 left. I think Huey's tiring him out, though, to be fair. Don't start ducking down to his level. This is what I don't like when taller fights do that. Speaking of that, that was a lovely hook that Fury got Dobby with on the chin. Dobby's literally looking to throw that overhand again, but not quite jumping into the shots like he was earlier. Oh, we've got under a minute. That hurt him. I saw his mouth open wide. A lovely body shot there. 1, 2, 3. The third shot being an uppercut from Fury that just skims the face. Dobby literally fighting for life here now. Huey, stop ducking. You don't need to duck to him. You're the taller fighter. Just push him off. We've got less than 30 seconds. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, Huey slowed down a little bit because he really did start fast. And you can see him slow down a little bit. But, yeah, this is where you might see a little bit of the ring rust because it's that high tempo. We're into round number 6. A good amount of rounds for a comeback. But look at Dobby. Oh, lovely combination coming in on the face of Dobby. Good work. He was knackered. Yeah, good work for Huey. Good comeback fight. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's have a look. I think Tyson's going to try and KO Usyk in the first round, but he could get stopped himself. So the thing is, we do believe that there is a weakness that Fury can manipulate, but then Usyk, being the man he is, should have worked on that weakness. And it sort of like makes you understand why Usyk is never stationary. He's never stationary. He's not a stationary target. He's very difficult to hit and land on. But then you have to think, why does a fighter do that? You know, you can make assumptions that, okay, he doesn't want to get hit in the doesn't want those body shots with those powerful blows from a heavyweight. And Tyson's going to do what Tyson does, but I'd be looking to attack that body. So I don't want your legs. You're not moving anywhere, and I want to be able to find you in that ring. So I'm going to stop your legs from working. But we'll see. Yeah, good win for easy win for Huey, and congratulations on his return. Let's have a look. Yeah, show your appreciation for both boxers. It's such a nice thing to do, isn't it? 6 rounds of boxing. 59 to 56. Well done, Huey. Congratulations. He's had his return, so we're expecting him to see him on a boxer card. McCaskill versus our Lauren Price. I've heard Tyson. Oh my God! Stop! Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. Has that just come out? Is that just come out on Twitter? So Chris Welsh has just put up here, ladies and gentlemen, Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. And David Benavidez versus Gavod, Gavodzik on June the 15th. Looking like a busy day for boxing, both here and overseas. Interesting. I'm expecting the unexpected about the Fury Usyk fight. Yeah. Oh, it's 4 weeks tonight. Okay. The Lion says, yes, well done to Huey and Windmill. I think it was a good fight. Honestly, you've got to look at Dobby's other fights. Very compact, relaxed, controlled performance from Huey Fury tonight. Fair enough, when we started to get later on the round, he might have looked a little bit tired, but I get it. That's the part where we may see a little bit of ring rust because of the endurance due to an actual fight. But his start was good and he won competently, confidently. It was easier win. There's no real, ambiguity whether he deserved to win or not. Yeah, definitely very busy around June the 15th. If we have anything on June the 15th in the UK. Yeah, I'll hold my breath on that one. Let's have a look. Let's see what Adam Smith says. Oh, look at his smile. Over the moon. To get the rounds in. He's mentioning that. Not a mark on his face either. Good lad. Happy for him. So he's got a little bit of a skin fade there as well, hasn't he? Get him. I thought he skinned it all off. Listen, absolutely no problem. Thanks for a great watch along, Red. Very much enjoyed listening to your lovely voice. Good night. Good night to you as well. Good night and God bless. Look after yourselves and the people that you care about. Yeah, definitely until the next time. What time is it now? Yeah, it is. It's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. Bloody hell, he's coming. He's going to be back out in 3 weeks. May the 11th is 3 weeks, isn't it? Flipping heck. I wonder who's going to fight on that card then. I wonder if he'll have that same bruschetta. Will he have a couple of warm-up fights and then go in for something else? Let's have a look. We're in round 11 of 12 of the Noakes fight. Then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to close this live after the Noakes fight is finished. I will be live tomorrow night, 6:30 with Gareth A. Davis. We usually do like a Monday, like a 9 a.m. thing, but he's slightly busy. So we're going to do 6:30 because, as you know, he's been out in Saudi. I need to try and watch the fight out there because I heard some of those fights on that. Is it Crypto card was quite good. Listen, apparently it's going really good, AP. Apparently. I've left him alone tonight, to be fair. We've actually just been speaking about boxing, but I'm just listening to what Peter's saying. I'm 5 seconds behind. Usually Red's 10 seconds behind. Yeah, you know what it is? Because sometimes when I switch like my headphones or something, it pauses. And then obviously that few second delay, because I never press like the live one or end up having to refresh it, as you guys know. Yeah, Chris, you want to spill the beans with us while I'm waiting to watch this last round? Because what time is it now? 28 minutes past 11. Here we go. Yeah, congratulations to Huey. Oh, let's have a look. Right, here we go. A final round. Final round for Noakes Mendy as a touch gloves. I haven't even checked how this fight's been going. Has anybody watched this fight at all? Want to shed a bit of light on it? This is the last fight on the Frank Warren card, broadcast on TNT from the York Hall, Bethnal Green in the Big Smoke, London City. Very durable, this Mendy guy. I think it's quite frustrating for Noakes then if you thought maybe he had the potential to stop him Don't get me wrong. Round 12 of 12. It's not over till it's over. So I'm saying nothing. Chris's birthday is the 29th of April. Ah, Chris. What are you doing for your birthday, Chris? Spending it with your friends or your friend for that special day, for spending it with that special someone? Come on, you got to tell us something. Does she like boxing? She into boxing as well, or is it just you? What have you got in common? And have we got past the talking stage yet, Chris? I don't like tumbleweed in the chat, darling. Here we go. Mendy's on the back foot as Noakes is trying to push him back on those ropes. Trying to make the last round count. Both of the guys in the clinch. The ref, it's a dangerous job for the ref sometimes in the middle of them. You can see the crowd getting up off their feet, literally telling Noakes to go for the kill now. Win the round, try and get the knockout. But as he does that, Mendy's just coming back with his own shots. He's like, hold on a minute. I ain't having this. No, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you just as hard. You can obviously know that the home fighter is going to win. To be fair, it looks like he was the more dominant of the two anyway. But even in this last round with the 40 seconds left, both of them seem to be going at it. What I like about this, it's not so much like inside, like the phone box fighting. They're boxing at range, but boxing well. I just don't like that high guard, that peekaboo. You've got to be really good at that to carry off that style, because you won't be able to see what's coming at you. Even though like some of them you can be peekaboo, but you can have your eyes so you can see what's coming, and then obviously like parry the shots that are coming in. Noakes is definitely going in for the kill now. As you can see, the crowd is off their feet. Both of the guys going for it as those clappers go, but he didn't stop him. But a good fight. You can see that respect as they're like, yeah, we gave it a good one. The respect is paid to the respective corners, I should say. He's not going to spill, is it? Oh, Chris. She started getting into boxing and darts recently. Are you helping her with her target practice with the darts, Chris? Are you taking a like a spotter does at the gym when you're about to squat that heavy weight for the first time, and they need to be in quite close proximity, don't they? Are you standing there helping her have that correct posture to be able to throw the darts, Chris? That's what we want to know. It's just a little, just give us a little hint. Are you there spotting her for darts? Because we know we can't get a boxing ring in the house, depending on how big your house is, but we can definitely all have a dartboard in the living room, can't we? What music do you like getting? It's a bit of a personal. What music do I like getting down to? It's a bit personal. Oh, dance floor. Oh, I listen to all sorts of music. Yeah, I listen to most music. It depends. My music is a bit eclectic. It's all over the place. The only thing I can say, JJ, and no, I don't tease, man. No, I don't do that. Doing that is very unhealthy, especially in this day and age. It's not the 80s. We don't do things like that. Go onto my Instagram. You'll see what music I'm into. I listen to all sorts. Boxing and darts. Oh my God. What? Go away. Right, pretty much a shot out by Noakes against Mendy. He boxed well. His first time going the full distance. And he did it well. Eddie Lamb. Also, it's Sky Nicholson's trainer in the corner. Where's Bradley Skeet then? Is he there? Because I think sometimes Bradley Skeet is close second for Eddie Lamb, or maybe they've got a different second. Yeah, Bradley Skeet's usually there. They're just about to yeah, they're just about to do that, aren't they? Announce the winner. Yeah, it looks like the GBM card is going to carry on. I think they're going to do their 10 bells for Willie Limon, like we had earlier on the TNT show. Listen, all of you that have joined in tonight, this chat, once again, yeah, he did, Jason. He did do the business. A competent, comfortable points win. Didn't really break much of a sweat either. So he's out in 3 weeks on the boxer card, on the undercard of Jessica McCaskill and Lauren Price. So, guys, listen, you've all been fab. Brilliant live, brilliant chat, as per usual. Good talk, good banter, good boxing. But on that note, I'm going to leave you all to it. If you fancy coming back again tomorrow, 6:30 p.m., all being well, and I will let you know if anything changes or whatever, I'll be live with Gareth A. Davis. All the best to you that are staying up, or it's your time to be able to watch the Haney Garcia fight. I'll be keeping an eye out on X, but I won't be watching anything until tomorrow, and that's going to be highlights because I'm not paying for it. Whoopity woo. But yeah, you've been fab. Sleep well. Take care of yourself. And you know what it is. Come on, how can I go without saying this? Stay ready.